This is the NBC Television Network.
In 2019, a passionate group of wrestling fans emerged from message boards all across the internet. Their mission? To defend a new revolution, all elite wrestling. Wrongly accused of biased and blind loyalty, these fans invade social media, striking back at trolls who dare insult Dynamite. Armed with anime memes, cage match ratings, and clips of Kenny Omega, they fight a never-ending war against the bad faith critics.
And watched by Dis. Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Is Awful. Awful. Welcome. How are you doing tonight?
Happening? Everybody in the fucking chat, what's going on, Dis? We both have had tumultuous weeks.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to have some fucking fun tonight.
Definitely going to have some fun tonight. So,
right.
To start us off tonight, I have to say, we have a super chat from you and Kumia. Now he super chatted before the show started, though. So it's not gonna play. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna simulate a super chat so you can see this stuff that I've added, and then we'll act like it was you and Kumia super chat that did that. Okay, well, so I'm gonna simulate one, and we'll do this together.
All right.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Waylon 8 super chatted $10.
Okay.
There you have it.
Now it's much quieter for us awful than it is for them. I didn't want it to, because if it wasn't, then it would be super loud in our ears, and that would be very annoying.
Right.
But thank you very much for the $4.99. Now, anyone who donates $4.99 or higher on super chats, not in the tips, will get a little sound bite to play along with it. And he said that
Kumia
said that Netflix is buying WBD and AEW is in trouble. Yeah, that's
a man from my own heart.
That's kind of why we're here tonight. Yeah, so to address why we're doing it on a Friday and not a Thursday and all that stuff. Life happens, guys. What am I supposed to say? We both have lives, we both have things going on.
But they already know that.
They already know that. And
they've got lives going on. But we thank you for spending part of your life with us tonight. That's for damn sure.
We appreciate every single one that's out. And let's go through a few of them. We got let's see. Looks like we got 37 people here right now. So let's just go through a couple of them here. We got Alt Jake Takes On, our buddy Alt Jake. He's doing he's covering NXT Deadline tomorrow night. So if you want to check that out, you can go to his channel and do that. We got Boris in the chat. Hi, Boris. Always love to see you here. It's nice to have someone who doesn't agree with us all the time, who actually just kind of hangs out and he's cool. Sauce Inc. I think he's a Phil guy. I think he's a Pro Wrestling Times guy, but he's hanging out with us tonight. We got Erica in the chat. She's here. And of course we got producer Neckbeards. He is hanging out as always. Challenger John in the chat. A few new names. I'd like to see the new names. If you're watching the chat and if you're watching the show and not in the chat, go ahead and hit subscribe, and you can hang out in the chat and be involved in all the shenanigans here. But like I said, if you give us $4.99, so I did it $4.99.
$4.99.
I did it $4.99 or more, because I know that there's an issue with people when they do it from their phones, that it's easier to donate $4.99 than it is $5. And I didn't think it was fair to them that the donation started at $5, or the soundbite started at $5. So I had to go in and manually make every one of them $4.99 because the default is $5. So if you have any questions,
I'll tell you what, though, I'm not a big fan of how the tipsters, because that's what we're going to call them, the tipsters don't get anything.
What do you mean?
Like, do they get a little drop or audio drop or video drop?
So they don't, but I am going to add that coming up soon. So it was an issue where it was kind of one or the other right now. I didn't know. I had to kind of look into stuff, and now I figured out how to do for both. and now I have to go back through and do the whole thing. I just didn't have time to do it before
something?
the show tonight. So
it's so funny. Like, I am technically sound. I truly am. It's just that I'm dealing with some ancient fucking equipment right now. And I can do what this does. And I'm so glad that I've got this on the team because, God damn it, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I actually tried to pay the man today. And my shit is so ancient that I couldn't even do that. So anyway, yeah, I'm very technically sound. I'm glad that this is...
At Anthony 2545 super chatted $5. I just got a raise. I am now closing the gap on Jeff Bezos.
Right on, Anthony.
That's fucking awesome. See, that's
awesome. You like it? You like how it just interrupts us? It's just like, fuck you guys. We're talking.
Yeah. And the super chat was awesome because that just it's part and parcel of how AEW sees itself. And it's done in a very comedic fashion. Like, yeah, I just got a raise. I'm closing the gap on Jeff Bezos. I love it.
But congratulations, yes. Anthony.
Awesome.
And thank you very much for the $5. I'm glad you could. I'm glad. And I hope you guys enjoy my sound. Like, there's 11 of them. So, until you hear 11, you don't know what you're going to hear next. And then after you hear 11, you'll know. What I'm going to do actually in the future is I'm going to start... I'm gonna have you can do video ones too, and I'm gonna make those like $20. So if people want to interrupt the show with a video, they're gonna be able to do that too, but it's gonna cost you. You're not gonna be able to just jump in on
Before we go on, I noticed that you mentioned Alt Jake. Shout out to Alt Jake. Jake, please put in the chat for everybody when you're going to do your live stream tomorrow, because we're not familiar when that's going to happen. We'd love for you to do it. So.
It's NXT Deadline. He's gonna do what we do.
Oh, he's doing a watch along.
He's doing a watch along, yeah.
Okay,
so he's
sweet.
Gonna do that for Deadline tomorrow. So
send me a link, Jake. Maybe I'll show, maybe I won't. I don't know.
I'll be on the road, but it should be a big show because the Ricky Saints and Obafemi match got turned into a match where the winner gets to fight Cody Rhodes on Saturday night's main event. What an opportunity!
Wow.
For Ricky Saints, because it's going to be Ricky Saints because that's Cody's buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
of course.
Although I don't think Obafemi has to worry. I think he's going to be just fine. I think
Obafemi looks so much more of a fucking star than Ricky Saints. No offense to Ricky Saints.
Well, let's think. Obafemi could debut on the second match in the middle of main event. And everyone in the world would take notice. Like, he doesn't have to do that. Like, Ricky Saints, he kind of needs it, but Obafemi, he can walk into any arena in the country and immediately he's going to be a star,
Yeah, dude. It's the airport test. You see Obafemi fucking walking through JFK. Yeah, you're going to take, he's going to grab your attention.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's just a big fucking guy. Now, Ricky Saints, he looks like the guy behind the counter that's going to take your ticket.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know what Ricky Saints looks like
impressed.
to me? Ricky Saints looks like the coolest guy at the bowling alley. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like,
sure.
In
1998.
Yeah. Like he looks like he's gonna hang out. He's gonna buy a bunch of 19-year-old kids beer. That's who Ricky Saints looks like.
He won the day on DraftKings, rounds on everybody.
Yeah, he has a better look than I'd say. He looks more marketable and not as creepy as like LA Knight. I think LA Knight has more of that to him. The kind of weird creepiness. But is creepy the right word? Is that the right word?
No,
you know what I mean, right? Scummy? Is scummy douchey? A better word?
How about douchey?
Douchey. Okay, yeah. Like, yeah. LA Knight looks like he smells like Old Spice, or Joop, or one of those colognes that
LA Knight is a cool uncle.
Yeah,
now, I know you didn't. I know you didn't watch the show, and we don't usually do any sort of recaps of anything. But SmackDown tonight, a couple things stuck out to me because I had to watch it. I didn't have to watch the show, but I watched the show for y'all. And what I saw, first off, the Carmelo Anthony versus Ilya Dragunov.
Carmelo
match.
Hayes. Carmelo, not
Who
Carmelo
did I say?
Anthony.
Oh, Carmelo had yeah. From the Golden State Warriors. He was fighting LeBron James the other weekend.
Whoa. What was that?
I don't know.
It tricked
Look at
us.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
We're like bad accountants. Like, where'd that money come from?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it was a subscription. Keely Chow. Thanks for the subscription, Keely.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. But
Yeah,
what I was going to say, the Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov match was pretty damn good. Ilya Dragunov loves to be hit in the face. That's
He
one
does.
thing I did notice. Yeah, he loves to be beat the hell up. And Carmelo, the only thing I have against Carmelo and actually Ilya is that not enough facial expression for my taste. Carmelo needs to look angrier and not look like he's like going through emotions, but that's a small thing. The match was great.
I was going to say, you know what's weird is that I've heard a complaint about Ilya that he has too much of that going on.
Like
So
to ask a question right at this particular time. Would you like to do that?
At Shafedi6164 super chatted $5. I want to see a Glum Gold clip. Let's raise some money to see if we can get a EW new television deal on the AEWful Wrestling YouTube channel.
Thanks, Chef Eddie.
Thank
It
you,
was
Chef.
wasn't it cool that it said he was going to ask a question and then he did ask a question.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Chef Eddie, before the show started, he left a comment and it said, "Can't wait for the Monet mag and the cameo game and all the exclusive This Is Awful classic bits."
Right. Dude, I couldn't even put an intro together this week. Been so goddamn busy. And I know I promised that last week. I also promised Awful Jeopardy. I am just a straight liar. That's what we learned tonight.
We're not liars. We never say anything with the intention that we aren't going to do it.
Oh,
The
yeah, it's
problem
coming up.
Is that we're grown men and we have families and we have we're going to be watching a video today of somebody who I guarantee would be able to keep that promise with
Right.
no problem.
Boy,
Okay.
you ain't fucking kidding.
But yeah, we got stuff, but the cool thing is that we have an audience that understands that because they are also real human beings who have lives and have families and that kind of thing. So we aren't a bunch of incels sitting around and living in basements and doing this stuff, So it's we're all in agreement and understanding here.
Yeah. But anyway, before I was so richly interrupted,
we
and I thank you, Chef Eddie. The Ilya
love
Dragunov,
being interrupted.
Yeah,
Let's by each
absolutely.
other.
Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, great match. And of course, I thought there was a lot of drag in the show until the main event featuring Gunther and LA Knight. And who could have won that match? I mean,
Dude.
good Lord.
Anyone who says that Gunther shouldn't be the one who faces John Cena, I'm sorry. Go look every match he brought. What did you watch his match against Solo from Monday?
No, I did not.
I cannot believe the match he pulled out of Solo. I haven't seen Solo working like that since like he was going against Roman.
Who, Gunther? Gunther?
A Solo.
Yeah, Solo and Gunther. Yeah.
Gunther pulled a amazing match out of that man, and legitimately made me think that he was going to win. And using a comparison I hear from you a lot about Stephanie, it reminds me of Bret Hart, where Bret Hart was not afraid to fight the Hakushis and the 1, 2, 3 kids and make them look like $1 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Whereas a guy like Shawn Michaels or Kevin Nash or pretty much anyone else from that era would have gone down to that level and just destroyed whoever they were fighting.
Right.
Bret always made everyone he was in the ring with, if he liked them, look good. And
He made him look good, but he didn't make him money. How about that?
Yeah, true. Gunther did it with Javon Evans. Gunther did it with Mello. Gunther did it with Solo. And from what you're saying, it sounds like he's doing it with LA Knight. If you can, and not saying LA Knight's a bad worker, but if you can pull a really good match at LA Knight, that's an accomplishment. And
Right. The thing about LA Knight is that he's doing too much. Now I don't know if what's that mean?
it means
Okay.
yeah.
Another subscription? Awesome.
No, that was you and Kiyomiya with $1.99. So I
thank you,
told you
Ewan.
it's $4.99 is the cutoff for that.
Okay, gotcha.
But
Yeah.
he says Gunther is the best right now, and yeah, we all agree with that.
Yeah, he's one of the best. Damn, he lost my train of thought. See, this is what happens when you're half in the bag. Because I had a couple before the show, but yeah, Gunther's great. LA Knight, he's doing too much. There's a move that he does where he gets on the second rope, and then he like hops onto the third rope. Bro, you're asking for it if you keep doing that move. Are you just wanting the crowd to be like, you fucked up,
Right,
dude? Just climb up to the top rope. We don't care about your flash.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I
just
100%
fucking do the
agree with
moves.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need
it.
It would be better. Like Randy Orton could do that stuff. He doesn't need to do that stuff.
No.
And LA, or maybe for the big matches, maybe have it in your back pocket so you can pull it out when you're, on WrestleMania or something like that.
Yeah.
But don't do it every match. And he does it every match. Oh, I do want a little housekeeping here before we move on. So if anyone wonders why it's not me trying to squeeze more money out of people by making it $4.99. I did that because if we didn't, then people would just donate 5 cents and spam us with nothing but sound bites.
Shout out Kareem Harper.
Yeah. So I made an executive decision to make it $4.99, and I hope that makes sense to everyone out there. We wouldn't get through a show if we made it any price gets the sound bites. But let's talk about what we're all here for tonight. We are here for the AEW, not AEW, the WBD acquisition by Netflix has gone into private negotiations, I guess is the term. It hasn't been finalized.
No.
And it still needs to go through regulatory stuff, but it's looking more and more like Netflix will end up owning WBD. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty bits and pieces of the deal and everything, Awful, I thought you deserve a stage because this is your bag, man. And that was one of the things, I couldn't go on tomorrow night, and I was like, we have to get a show out tonight because Awful cannot wait till Tuesday. And sir, I am stepping off the dance floor. I am now the drunk uncle standing in a circle around you, clapping at the white wedding while you dance. So go ahead. you have the stage, folks. My friend.
Here we are. I mean, who would have ever thought? If everybody remembers, it was all good just a week ago when everybody told us that Netflix was out of this entire deal. What the hell? What's going on?
There you go. Sorry. Go back. Sorry.
Thank you, producer Dis. We need producer Neckbeards back. Anyway. Yeah, dude. Listen. Here we are. Netflix back in the game. Ready to swallow WBD. Sure. Yeah. They want the film library.
Thank you for the subscription.
And they also want Max. And if anybody has seen my tweet, I said AEW is in deep shit. I knew what I was doing when I made that tweet, my friends. I quoted the tweet, I quoted the article when I said that, part of this deal includes swooping up on the HBO Max. That's terrible news for AEW at this point. Here's the quote. Netflix would acquire the Warner Brothers Studios and HBO Max. This is from Deadline article. Very reputable company. Or journalism, I guess. Yeah. Netflix would acquire the Warner Brothers Studios and HBO Max streaming assets. Paramount's offer was for all of WBD. Bloomberg is reporting that Netflix offered a $5 billion breakup fee if the deal fails to close. Comcast also bid for studio and streaming businesses. Folks, Netflix is going to win this deal. This is my opinion. Am I a professional? Am I Nicola Piccolo? Am I Dave Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp? Nope. I'm just a guy who's living on the edge and wants to take that leap forward and say, listen, I believe that this is going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. I believe that, especially after watching the Nick Khan interview, Nick Khan in the interview with Logan Paul said something very important. I hope people watched it because that was an awesome interview, by the way. Nick Khan said the current administration is very favorable to mergers and acquisitions. I didn't say that shit. He did. So I took that as a validation for Nick Khan knowing what the hell he's talking about. And if the Trump administration is not really going to see, we're talking about, like, I hear people talking about like the EU and the U.S. Justice Department and the Department of all these departments talking about how this isn't going to fly. This is going to breed a monopoly. Listen, folks, no one gives a shit about that shit when we're talking big money mergers and acquisitions. That shit's not going to, it's just not the case as far as how WBD and the Netflix merger is going to work. Do I believe that there's going to be some regulatory problems? Sure. But just like Diddy, they slide on through, they get acquitted of things. Things happen. There are backdoor deals happening all the time. All it's going to take is a couple $1 million for one of these politicians to be like, you know what? I think we'll let the sale go through. Are people not paying attention to how this works? Like, everybody's just like, it's not going to happen. And beside all that, they just want a portion of WBD. Doesn't fucking matter. AEW is screwed in the sense that there will be no max deal because the people who actually get to look at the numbers
by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
At
That's right. That's
164 super chatted $5. Netflix will get rid of WWE because Dave says EW get 2 billion views on HBO.
Oh my God.
I like how we've had 3 super chats and Hulk Hogan cranking your knob has already played twice.
Yeah, let's do the switch up. You told me you had 11 of them, not 3.
I do. I can't. It's all random, so I can't determine what happens. So
yeah, but thank you very much, Chef Eddie.
Thank you, Chef Eddie. And we have plenty of. Yeah, we have plenty. We're going to get to tweets all like that. We have meltdowns from the I wouldn't say meltdowns, coping from AEW fans here in a few minutes. So we'll
yeah. But and listen, folks, I know I'm not making too much sense because just like, you know, a lot of people, we're just people. We're just stating our opinions. My opinion is AEW's in deep shit. They can't afford to have anything outside of their control go down like the way it's going down right now. They needed a rock solid network in order to thrive. In fact, they needed that network just to become, quote unquote, by Dave Meltzer, profitable. Okay. And I just know they're not profitable because what's happening is they're using that profit and they're sinking it back into paying people. You know what I mean? Like, so they're probably I don't think they're making any profit. Because we've never heard numbers. How is it that we know about the $180 million a year from WBD onto AEW, but we don't know how much AEW is making? That doesn't make too much sense to me. Sure, listen, I would welcome anybody to go to accounts like Nicola Piccolo, or there's another gentleman whose name escapes me, but his last name is Avignon, if I'm saying that correctly. But these guys are real industry insiders, and I'm not knocking them at all. But I'll be the first one to tell you, if you look at Nicola Piccolo's tweets in the last, I'd say 72 hours, even he is starting to change his tune as far as like, hey, because he was one of the people who were like, listen, Paramount, it's a done deal. It's happening. Then Netflix comes out of nowhere and gets these exclusive deal talks, and sure, it could go through. But how did Netflix even get these deal talks to begin with? They outbid, they outclassed everybody else because Netflix is able to do such a thing. So with that being said, what's the next step? I'm always a contrarian when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, yeah. Everybody's saying that Netflix and the regulatory and the current administration and all that blah, blah, blah. But the fact is that Netflix has got money. Money fucking talks. Okay? And when they see the books and they see that AEW is not making any money, it's got no viability in the social sphere. It's got no capital on Twitter, on Instagram, on the internet, in life. AEW is in gigantic shit. I made a tweet, comment tweet, that yes, Netflix is going to be looking at the assets of WBD. Assets. Do you know what an asset is? It's something that produces money for something else, okay? It's something that brings in cash, brings in monetary value. Do you think AEW does that for WBD? Do you think they do that for TNT and TBS? I know. I'm sure people have heard Dave Meltzer go, listen, they're profitable. They're very profitable. And listen, it's the number one thing going on their networks. It doesn't mean a damn what's going on in the networks, because the fact of the matter is 5 years ago, when they were super strong and hit 1.4 million viewers, which is only half of what Raw was doing at the time. Now they're at what? 512,000 people. It's a niche product. Okay. Big Bang Theory would bring in more asset capabilities to any network, more so than AEW. AEW is a liability.
All right.
You know, they're losing money. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time because, again, I'm a dope. And I want people to know that. I am a dope when it comes to this stuff. I would defer to guys like a Nicola Piccolo, and people who are in the industry, people who know better than I do. I would
Andrew
defer to them.
Baydala.
Yeah, sure. Andrew Baydala. I defer to Andrew Baydala. Clip that, Andrew. I defer to you.
Post it on Twitter.
Right. But the fact of the matter is that it's not a belief from me. I believe. I've seen it so many times, dude. There was one time where we thought we were going to get one president.
Yeah.
Then we woke up and saw a whole new president. That happened twice in our lifetime. Okay. So
there was one time when we thought that WWE was going to end up on like, remember the Netflix thing came out of nowhere.
Right.
Out of nowhere. No one was saying Netflix when WWE was getting their new Raw deal. Everyone was like, oh, maybe WBD wants them, maybe this one, blah, 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 blah. And then out of nowhere, boom, Netflix pops up. And you're just like, you know.
Bottom line, I've got to fire up my typewriter. Okay. Because, 2026 is going to be a crucial year. See, everybody thought 2025 was great because it was like, oh, they got their TV deal. That's a new deal. It's 3 years and everything. But see, I don't know if you know this. Contracts are meant to be broken. Okay? There are exit clauses. I've always said, and I believe that there is an exit clause for WBD to, have AEW hit the high road. If you're not producing, if you're not growing, you're dying. Do you know where that quote came from? The ever popular Shahid Khan, father of the kid, Tony Khan. That is as true as a statement in business as in life, my friend. AEW, better get their act together. See, it's in a move like this, what's going on with WBD and Netflix, Tony Khan is panicking. In fact, you have inside information that tells us that people in the locker room, not just talent, but executives in AEW are kind of panicked. They don't know what's going on. They're in the
yeah.
dark. And when the owner of AEW isn't allowed to see, at least he says publicly, he doesn't see the numbers of what's going on with Max. Dude, you just lost your streaming service. You lost your streaming service.
Yeah.
It's over. Where you gonna go now?
There's a lot of
seats taken everywhere else.
A lot of people in AEW are not privy to even the information that we get. And they're waking up, checking their phones, thinking that they're gonna get that call, you know. So, but yeah, I wanted to give you a floor. You were a big part of bringing me up, and I thought, you know what, if anyone deserves time to stand on his soapbox and talk his shit, it is Awful Wrestling. After
Dude, I'm more confident I'm more confident today than I was yesterday. And I want to fuck what I got to say. Let's see what the chat has got to say. I'm noticing Boris Q9F6P. He says WBD pays the NHL millions more, and the NHL gets less views for WBD. AEW is fine. I can't speak to that, bro. You know more about the NHL and the WBD partnership than I do.
And
okay, but I don't believe AEW is fine.
Like I said, I wanted to give you. I thought you deserved that. Now it's my turn to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay,
not really. I just thought it was a good line. Here's my take on it, and I will admit I'm actually probably not as well versed in this as Awful is, because this is Awful's thing, man. So I usually defer to Awful, but I'll say from my point of view, and I'm always wrong about this stuff. I think
I'm usually right. How about
that? I say we go back. Usually when I'll say this, when I'm wrong, you're usually right. And the rare times that I'm right, it's usually when I disagreed with you. So I'm better about predicting what's happening on TV, but you're better about predicting what's going on behind the scenes and that kind of stuff. I think that 2027 is a very solid prediction, Awful. But I don't think 2026 would have been. I think that whatever's going to happen with AEW, we're not going to see until the end of this deal, because number one, everything has to go through, and I know that Netflix can work their way around this stuff a lot of times, and I know they have political pull and all that, but the leader of the head of Paramount is really good friends with very high-ranking people in the government, and they have now said that they're going to go for a hostile takeover of WBD. So if that happens, it'll be interesting to see, because they want it all. They want TNT, TBS, they want everything, which Netflix doesn't want. Do I think that Netflix not wanting TNT and TBS is good for AEW? I actually don't. I understand that Discovery is going to be spun off into its own thing, or the networks are. I don't remember what it's called, Discovery Epic or some bullshit. They're going to be spun off into their own thing. But from what I understand, there's still a pretty decent chance that they're going to sell. Like, they're being spun off into their own thing to prepare for a sale down the line.
Sure.
So you're still looking at guys like Paramount, Universal. When it becomes just a TV play, I think Universal comes in play at that point. Discovery Global. Thank you, Boris. Discovery Global. But I think Universal comes into play at that point. I think Amazon comes into play. I think there's a few different places that come into play when you talk about just the TV networks, which I do believe is going to happen. I think that the Discovery Global idea is just kind of a stopgap to where in a couple years that's going to be for sale too. Oh boy,
my security, my safety, my life was in danger.
At CM54 1975 super chatted $10. Okay, now this doesn't affect the cable deal. However, if TNA draws equal or better than them, there will be no one in the world who we give them a deal for more than 50 million. No way they get year 4.
Yes. And that's what I was getting to. Thank you very much, CM.
Yeah, thank you, CM. You're awesome. Thank
we
you.
We really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed my Tony Khan clip there. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting to, is that this, I think their deals are going to play out. If you look at the way it worked when Disney got Fox, all of the Hulu deals had to play out before Disney could come in and kind of scoop everything up. So apparently the Max deal runs to the end of 2026. So I imagine AEW will stay put on Max until at least 2027. And the TV deals, I don't think anything's going to happen with Discovery Global until that deal's almost up. Whether or not there's a 2028 is the big question. And I think that 2027 is, I think if I were someone who made gravestones and I like to print them up far in advance, I would safely put that 2027 at the end on AEW's gravestone at this point. You can go back and scrape it off later if it doesn't work out, but I'm pretty sure I won't have to go back and fix this one. Even if it's AEW in a much different light. And that's now things could change. Okay. I mentioned Universal. I actually think Universal could be the best bet for AEW. Okay. Because their relationship with WWE seems a bit rocky. I don't buy into the whole thing where NBC wasn't happy with Saturday Night's Main Event, so they moved it to Peacock. I think it's the exact opposite. I think it's NBC wanted all of that attention on Peacock and didn't want to split it with the network because they knew they could put football on the network and be fine. But on Peacock, you can't do that. So let's get something that's going to drive people to Peacock now that we don't have the PLEs. That's what I think the Saturday Night's Main Event deal was. But they are losing the back catalog. They lost NXT. They lost Raw. They're losing a lot. So to have AEW as an entity in your back pocket going in to the next round, that's a good place for NBC Universal. So I think that if you're talking about, I think NBC Universal would actually be AEW's best bet in terms of who could end up with their programming. Paramount, though, I don't think that's as safe as people think it is. I know that a lot of AEW fans are kind of looking at Paramount as being the safe bet, but Paramount really, really likes TKO's wiener. You know what I mean? Like they really really want TKO to like them. They really want to be in bed with TKO. And it would be a smooth move for them to cancel their competition. So I actually think that Paramount is a worse bet for AEW personally. Thank you for the subscription, Karma Policeman. I actually think that AEW, I think that Paramount would actually be the worst option for AEW. But because Paramount, like I said, they could still come in and scoop up the channels. There's nothing stopping that from happening.
Yeah.
Even if this Netflix deal could go all the way through, and Netflix has said also they don't really care about Max. Like they want to keep Zazoff and have him run Max. So they don't care, at least now. But I think that's more of a deal like Disney did with Hulu, where we're going to let them run out a couple years to get rid of all the pre-existing contracts so that we can move forward. And yeah, I'm sorry. They do still have the NXT PLEs. Thank you in the chat. I believe Sauce. Yeah, Sauce is the one who corrected me on that. Thank you. I apologize for that. So there's a lot of different things in play, and we are a little too early, but what we can say is that it isn't good for AEW. No matter what way you look at this, the what we have, the information that we have in front of us right now is not good for AEW. And there are and the panic that I'm hearing backstage may not even be because of real things. They're because of the fact that no one's telling them anything. People
Right.
are just leaving them in the dark, which is a terrible thing to do when you're running a
Yep.
company like that.
Yep.
You know?
Guess who else was left in the dark? The Black News Channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his
that's
dad
the big story,
ran
isn't
that
it?
ran that show all the way up. Listen, dude, they were tweeting. The Black News Channel was tweeting like, "Hey, success," and were put off the air within 2 hours.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Now, think about this, folks. See, listen, none of us, well, I hope to God that there are some high-level executives watching or listening to the show right now and possibly in the chat. Tell me if this isn't a scenario.
Banana
AEW
Williams listening, I hear. Banana Williams.
Yeah. So AEW gets their chance to have a meeting with the folks at Paramount or Netflix or wherever. You mean to tell me that one of the questions that aren't going to be asked is, hey guys, how exactly did CM Punk like leave this company? See, they don't want to know about the good news.
Right.
They want every industry, every executive, they want to know what went wrong and how were you able to fix it?
Hey, you had Cody Rhodes working here?
Yeah.
And you had Jade Cargill? She's gonna be in a bunch of movies next year. You had her and she's just gone?
Yeah, like how did that happen? And you can't lie. You know, this is the come to Jesus moment. You've opened up your books to these people. They're looking at these numbers. They're like, what happened? Tell us exactly from A to Z what the hell happened.
And I think that something people aren't paying attention to is regardless of what happens at the end of this with Discovery Global and Netflix, Zazoff is leaving. And Zazoff is the name that Tony Khan keeps throwing out and saying, we're best friends. He loves AEW.
I went to the Olympics with the motherfucker.
I went to the Olympics, blah, 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 blah. So, oh, shut up, Boris. I'm sorry, dude. No exec cares about CM Punk. Now they do. Now execs do care about CM Punk.
Boris. If
dude.
you watch the Nick Khan interview, see, this is where I'm getting a lot of my information from. Nick Khan says a lot, but it's a lot of things that they allude to. A perfect example. These guys go to events together. All these network executives go to functions together. They have their beers together and their martinis together, whatever you want to, they share information with each other. It's called networking. Okay. And when somebody goes, hey, did you hear about they got some wrestling company. It's not doing too hot. The guy from WWE, who's the world champion now, like he was there. You know what I mean? Like he was there. You mean to tell me that conversation wasn't going on in any realm or any arena or any golf course? Give me a break, Boris. You know better.
Yeah.
Let me read to you something. Maybe if I can share the screen just for a moment. If I can do that. We're going to do this live and on the cuff. Boom. Hopefully that's it. Yep. Bam. See that highlighted part? It says Paramount firing off that letter. Let me read the whole thing. It says, the question says, didn't you mention that this was, and this is from Nicola Piccolo. Didn't you mention that this was in the works, Nicola Piccolo? Nicola Piccolo, super agent of CM Punk and Tiffany Stratton and a few others, says no. I've always believed Paramount would end up acquiring WBD. I'll dig into what all that means later on tonight. Netflix had a lot of momentum over the last couple of days, which I think is best discussed on the Town podcast from 2-3 days ago. Look at getting his little plug in. But the highlighted part, Paramount firing off that letter accusing WBD of an unfair process is not what you do when you think you're winning an auction. Let's see what happens as this moves into the exclusive negotiation window. Folks, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are a lot of overtures and a lot of posturing happening. And what Nicola Piccolo is alluding to is that Paramount put out a letter saying like, this is unfair. I think the government should really get involved in this. Yeah. You don't do that as a winner. You don't do that when you're on your way to acquiring the company of WBD. You do that when you got fucked over, when something happened that you thought was going to not happen. And the bottom line is that I deferred Nick. I defer to Nick Khan. The Nick Khan.
They stink, man. They stink like nothing you ever smelled before.
Ed UN ** super chatted $4.99. I can see Tony driving network executives crazy in meetings.
Yep.
All Tony can do is talk about star ratings.
Dude, listen. Thank you, Ewan Cumia, for your $4.99, and I thank you for sharing that insightful information. Everybody forgets about the backdoor meetings. You know what I mean? I saw the Nick Khan interview on Impulsive. That's a dude right there who knows what the fuck he's talking about. I wanted to make a video, a juxtaposition, a contrast between the two Khans. Well-spoken Nick Khan, lucid. He's very poignant. He's very in touch with the social zeitgeist. And he's a guy that you want in the front office. Then you contrast that with somebody like Tony Khan, who can't get words out of his mouth, kind of like me tonight, who can't get words out of his mouth without talking about how great things are.
That's true.
You don't want to hear that kind of shit when you're dealing with numbers and facts.
But you also have to compare him though to Shad Khan, who I think has been a big
first generation incel. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think Shad Khan has been a big reason as to why people put up with Tony Khan so much. And excuse me, we do know Shad Khan's ability to convince people to just let him do his thing. What he's just, look, if you help him with this, we'll do business. I mean, Tony Khan got a meeting with the owner of the Cowboys because of his dad. Tony Khan got a wrestling company because of his dad. Tony, like the things that his dad can do by being one of the richest men in the world. It's something that might be able to convince a network executive to say, okay, whatever. Oh yeah, I'll give up 2 hours a week. I don't give a shit. Is it getting what? It's getting 400. Fine. That's fine. I'm not going to pay him. That will happen. They'll say, I'm not going to pay him $80 million to do it, but I'll put him on, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why. But
I won't put him on for long.
Yeah. Or no, it'll be like, maybe we'll try him out in prime time. We might move him to 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you know. I don't know. I that's the problem, is that I think that for a while, at least to cover him over the next 2 years, he'll be able to still have a decent relationship. Right. Although, yeah, like I said, I was kind of talking though. Zasloff isn't there anymore.
Nope, gone.
So the new guy there, we have no idea what they think. All we know from that is
Kevin Riley's gone.
Yeah, Kevin. This is somebody. Who's the new guy? Do you have his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
it's a long one. But all I know,
say there's no race. There's racism in America when you got a Khan running one company and a Khan running another.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
Like,
that's true.
Anyway. But yeah, listen, it is what it is, and I just want anybody to try to tell me that in these meetings where you do have to open up the books and you do have to come to Jesus on a lot of these things, that's not being talked about. Like, give me a fucking break. AEW is a pimple on the ass of industry right now, to the point where it's just like, we carry this modeling show. They're not doing well, folks.
Wait.
Yep.
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. Hi, sorry I'm late. Could you recap the entire 70 minutes I missed in puppet form so I can get caught back up? That'd be great. Open mouth smile.
Certainly. Do we have that Glom Gold clip, by the way?
Not yet. I'm gonna add that at 20. What's funny is
Thank
that
you,
she
Regina.
she got the first Tony. She got the first Scott Steiner. Congratulations, Regina Sharp, on your first Scott Steiner.
Here, this one's for you, Regina. Hold on 1 second. Glom gold, glom gold, glom gold. There you go. I had to move the mic away from
We'll
me.
get it on there. I don't feel comfortable putting Toonie Talk stuff. Like there's a there's a Dr. D in one in there. And it took me a bit to be like, okay. Just because it is not even because like I feel like I'm stepping on toes. It's because I feel like I want this to be so much of its own thing.
Right.
You know, that I don't know if I want to believe, but at the same time, I'm not going if that's what you guys want. If you guys want that, who am I? You know, who I'm just some dude sitting here adding sound bites to a web page. So yes. I also, you know, while we're talking about the chat too, I saw Rich in the chat. Rich, we saw your kind words, and I'm not going to put you on blast here and tell you what you said, but we saw what you said over to Mole earlier in the week, and we really do appreciate it.
Oh, dude.
You know,
may I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, we had, you know, this has had a rough week. I've had a rough week, and it's nothing in comparison to the time that you had, my bro. And what you said, it not only, you know, and I'm not, you know, that sensitive, but it's comments like what you said bring a tear to my eye and lets us know that, you know, I told Marv, you know, it's one of those things where it's just like we don't know how we affect people in certain ways. And I'm so humbled. Like I can't even express to you how that made us feel by you telling us, you know, what we did for you. And this is why we do it. That is why we do it.
Yeah.
I'm about to get choked up now, but that's why we do it, bro.
I'll take it. I'll share. Okay, he shared something personal. I'll share something personal. So you guys, you know, I'm glad that we are able to be there for you and do this stuff for you, but you guys do this stuff for us too.
Yeah.
Last year I started with the super chats that you guys gave over on Toonie Talk. That helped me buy a season pass to Silver Dollar City for Max for Christmas, and that was his big Christmas gift last year. And you know. I would not have been able to do that without you guys. So the fact that you want to give to us so that we produce this means so freaking much, guys. Like it's unbelievable to me. And, you know, but the funny thing is that this year, you know, all of wrestling streaming is down a little bit and we're not getting as much and it's not as big. So I don't have that this year, but at no moment did I say, and so that makes me want to stop.
Right.
Like I love talking to you guys. I love doing these shows. I love being here with you guys. I love the people I work. I love you, Marv, Beard. You're like family to me. And so, you know, I just we feel it
you're
too.
half gay as well.
You know, I am also, yeah. Well, that'd be called bi, and I wouldn't call myself bi. No. But one thing to get off all the sappy stuff, we have quite a bit.
But thank you, Rick.
Thank you seriously, Rick, and thank you, Regina. I think we passed up the super chat there. Thank you so much, Regina, for your kind words. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to go back 70 minutes. You only missed 50. Because we did 20 minutes of music beforehand. So
become a part of the replay gang.
Yeah. Okay, so wrong one. So we have some I'm going to take the chat off the screen here just for a few minutes. Sorry, guys, but I'm going to have to do that so we can see it here through it with chat
let's see what
on.
you got.
Okay, so we got SkyTel Wrestling, and these are AEW fans who maybe we're doing some coping, and all this talk. Nobody seems to be looking at the idea that Netflix might find AEW.
At UN ** super chatted $4.99. This and Marv's show have been therapy since my mother died.
Oh man, thank you guys so much.
Thank
you,
Ewan.
Ewan.
And
Thank
my
you,
condolences to you. I lost my mom 5 years ago. It's still as painful as the day she passed. And, you know, I understand your, I understand your grief. I understand your emotions. And we thank you so much. And as long as we're an escape for any of you, you know, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I hope my going back to this doesn't seem disrespectful at this point.
Yeah. No.
We really do appreciate it, and the fact that we could help you through that means a lot. And we're going to continue helping people through that right now. So, but yeah, so they had a bit of a different view. In all this talk, nobody seems to be looking at the idea that Netflix may find AEW content far more attractive to go after than continuing their obscene WWE deal for the next decade. If Max does indeed drop AEW, I foresee several high-profile outlets lining up as well.
What, the Weather Channel? Fucking Tubi? Come on, guy.
It's such a work at this point. Like, there's no way you can believe that. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's cope. There's no way.
They know what's coming down the pike.
I saw
they hate me.
People were celebrating the fact that, like, Raw wasn't on the top 10 the week that Stranger Things debuted, right? Or, you know, had their season premiere. They didn't lose any viewers. It's just Stranger Things gets a lot more, right? And that's
right.
Are you gonna? Is it like? Are we gonna start splitting hairs about saying, well, if they lose to Stranger Things is the biggest show on the face of the earth.
Right.
So you know, so it's not that big of a like. I think Netflix is fine. If you go to Netflix, it's still all a bunch of WWE crap everywhere on their site. So I don't think WWE has to worry about their Netflix deal. I think they're doing
again.
In front of the WWE universe that you respect.
At Mr. Jamie Jam 88 super chatted $4.99. Real talk, I'm laughing at TK, the EVPs, and especially the sickos. Karma to those freaks for trying to dox me twice.
Oh, motherfuckers.
We've had it, Mr. Jamie.
Thank you, Mr. Jamie Jam. And thank you for also bringing up a good point. Could you imagine paperwork that shows that Nick and Matt Jackson are fucking EVPs, and then they come strolling into your board meeting, or they come into your conference room, and it's one dude with mutton chops and another guy with thinning hair. Come on, folks. Come on. And what kind of numbers and what kind of dollars and cents are they going to be talking about? Oh, guys, this is great. We've got some of the best wrestlers in the world. Come on, guys. You have to start thinking real in real terms about how people operate. This is why I want everybody to go watch that Nick Khan interview. The Nick Khan interview, I can't say enough about it. I watched the whole thing and I was just like, dude, I can see why everybody in WWE is absolutely like behind this guy. Yeah. Because he's so good at conveying thought. He's very meticulous at he knows what he's doing. He recalls a story in which he was just like, dude, I walked into the arena one time. Did you see the interview, by the way,
Not yet, no. I saw bits and pieces. I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm going to sit down to that this weekend.
So this guy's so fucking meticulous. He sits out there in the front row during matches, and then he watches the matches later. He talks about one time where he walked into the arena right before the show, and he hated the fact that there are white chairs in the arena. He said, we want black chairs because it doesn't look as empty looking as when you have white chairs in the arena. I don't know about you folks. That is meticulous shit. If anybody's ever seen the movie Casino, I want an equal amount of blueberries in each muffin. An equal amount of blueberries in each muffin. Like, that's the kind of, like, focus that you have. This guy's on the level of Steve Jobs. I'll shut up.
At the _I__dags__I super chatted $3.26. In it for the clip. Thanks for keeping it real, lads.
Yeah, no problem. Thank
wow.
you, bro.
So he did $4.99 and didn't get a clip because it was Canadian. There's nothing I can do about that. So here's but I will do this for you. You get a clip anyway. We're gonna do a
Pass the fucking potatoes.
Super chatted $10.
So, and by
awesome. Thank you, sir.
People in the chat who have said that I don't like Canadian money because of stream elements, I want to tell you, I actually watched something today where they were or Max showed me something. He sent me something where it was them going over like different money from different currencies from different countries.
Right.
Canada has the most beautiful money I have ever seen, you guys. That stuff is tight. You got it going on. You think, hey, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me. You look like you look like you ain't checking that I'm sending on business over here. Canada has pretty money. So I wanted to I thought I'd at least tell you guys that. There's nothing I can do about what Stream Elements does. But if it is something where like that where it's a Canadian super chat, I will simulate a super chat so you guys get your get your brothers.
Right.
Oh, and for people who just joined, $4.99 is the limit for when those things play. So that's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay, we got more. Now this guy's our buddy, Air Gold.
Stop! You've gone a bridge too far. Something told me you'd say some dumb shit like that. We are acquaintances online. I mean, that we follow each other. That's about it. I've not commented on Air Gold shit. Air Gold frequently comments on my shit. I got no problem with that.
We have said
I've got no problem with them.
Yes, we have said multiple times, and I do overstate our friend, but I do like him better than most of the AEW accounts that come after me online. Right. That's all.
He's still a goddamn shill.
He's still a shill. But I respect the hustle a little bit. Anyway, WWE will be watching Netflix. Netflix's acquisition of WBD very closely because it could directly affect them. Stranger Things season 5 reportedly has a $400 million budget, and its first 4 episodes pulled around 50 million viewers in its first week. WWE gets $500 million per year from Netflix across 48 episodes of Raw so far. The show has totaled about 140 million viewers. When you compare those numbers, WWE doesn't look like a great deal relative to Netflix's own top shows. It makes it seem like Netflix overpaid for WWE, which hasn't delivered the numbers they were likely expecting. Now, let me stop you right there. Stranger Things.
Don't become a shill, by the way, Dis.
Stranger Things is a unicorn. No, Stranger Things is a unicorn. You can't assume that every deal you make is going to produce the results that Stranger Things does. Stranger Things is like I said, it's a unicorn. It's a once, shows that have that kind of cultural appeal don't come along every day. And it's not something that you can just produce because you want to, right? I mean, look how many times people have tried to do something like that and just completely fails. And WWE, yes, they only have 48 episodes, but that's 48 episodes spread out across the entire year, where they get that in times when they might not have other content. So there's a little chink in the armor there. Can I say that? Is that racist? Anyway,
now it is.
Once Netflix acquires HBO Max, they will see exactly how many people watch AEW on Max each week and be able to directly compare that to Raw's weekly viewership or Netflix in America, along with AEW's pay-per-view buys. If the AEW numbers are decent, now I do appreciate he did not hold to that $500,000 number. He's not saying that
$500,000.
$500,000 sorry, viewer number. He is saying if their numbers are decent. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ergo. Netflix
his flowers.
Yeah. Netflix could gain leverage over WWE by viewing AEW as the better value per dollar. As for the 5-year
Hold on,
out,
let me pull the mic away and laugh uproariously. Okay, I'm done.
As for the 5-year opt-out clause in WWE's deal, that comparison could matter to it. Could matter as to what their next 5 years look like. Okay, here's the deal. I don't think TKO. I would bet that TKO is fine. Like, I think they would. How do I put this? I don't think Netflix is their goal. Okay, I think their goal is to go to whoever the highest bidder is when their contract's up. So, you know, that's going to change things. You know, well, is WWE going to be on Netflix for 10 years? Is their contract 10 years? I'm confused now. Is the opt-out clause at 5 years, meaning that they would double it? Is that what
there isn't a fiber in my being that tells me that WWE is in trouble.
No.
In any respect. Again, you've got to watch this Nick Khan interview. For 90 minutes, this man lays it all out on the table. Now, I know that there are some controversies, especially when Nick Khan talks about green shirt guy. Other than that, this man is telling you they've got to deal with fanatics. They've got deals all across the board with people who are great at business management and are successful companies. Tony Khan has none of that. You know, while Nick Khan is fucking with fanatics, Tony Khan is fucking with Colt Cabana and pro wrestle tees. You have to look at this with like some realistic eyes, folks.
Yeah, and you know, it's not to say that WWE is not going to hit a strong downturn in the next couple of years. It doesn't look like they are. I know people are throwing up the white flag.
There's trust in the product.
But there's trust. They have goodwill, and it seems like the cycle, instead of being like the business is up for 5 years and then down for 5 years, it seems like the cycle's gone to a shorter cycle where the business is up for like 8 months and then down for 3 or 4. And you know, that's a much more sustainable model. We'll have to see how that plays out, but that's the way it's been for the past couple of years. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the product, but I just don't think that AEW, unless there's some drastic changes done, I don't think there's any way that AEW can be the company that could actually capitalize on that. You know, like I've always said, if Tony Khan would step aside and let somebody else run the show, they have a shot. I mean, because they got the infrastructure, right? They just need somebody. They do.
They fucking don't. Sarah Stock, shout out to her.
Oh, no. I don't mean that everyone working there is great, and I'm saying they have the
infrastructure.
Money.
That's infrastructure.
I'm saying they have the money behind them. They have the ability to, with the right person in charge, who can be in charge of the hiring and firing, put on a good product. They have the money. They have the television network. They have the basic infrastructure of something that could work. They just need somebody who knows what to do it.
Their marketing director quit last week.
Yeah.
The person in charge of their marketing, which we all know was always shit, quit last week. And then I saw a few tweets out there like, "Hey, did you guys see the posters for AEW Dynamite while WWE was running a show out in what show was that?
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Yeah, sorry about that. Listen, folks, half in the bag. But shout out Red Letter Media. But yeah. Listen, they are intro. Not to mention, they ran these posters in a town that they're not running in. Do you see what kind of disconnect that is? You think you're counter programming or counter marketing a big ass show. Why don't you do that every week in the shows that you will be running?
You know what we completely ignored?
What?
It sounds like Jeff Jarrett was taking off live events, which, by the way, Jeff Jarrett was the one who got them to work smaller arenas like they should have been forever. Jeff Jarrett was the one who got them the interesting, like, you know, they found like
homeboy, OJ Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
Oh my God.
164 super chatted $5. Tony is going to turn all creative over to Jennifer Pepperman, and Dave Meltzer is their new marketing director. That doesn't stand a chance.
But yeah, Chef Jarrett, thank you, Ewan. I'm sorry. Thank you, Chef Eddie. Sorry,
Chef Eddie, awesome. Thank you, bro.
You and Kumia posted who quit. I was reading that on the thing when. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much. That was funny. I hope you like the new Jack line I put in there.
Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Double hit. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett got taken off the live events. He's the one who, like, anything interesting that's been done venue wise over the past year was Jeff Jarrett. And
so he was the one that ran that Taco Bell theater a few months ago. I hear you. Shout out to Jeff Jarrett and Kosher Irby.
But it also is directives, right? He'll be told we need to find a residency, we need to find, you know, that kind of stuff. But he at least was the head of the movement to get them into smaller arenas. And they want bigger arenas again. So we might actually get to see the return of the giant empty arenas that we had in 2024 now. But yeah, they are a mess backstage, and the only consistency is like Tony and Christopher Daniels, the agents. They apparently HR is run by an app now. The other guy that is that Sarah Stock's going after, the psychology guy, he apparently they call him the head of bullshit backstage.
Oh God.
Officially, that is, they do call him that backstage.
So it's not, I heard it's not called the Human Resources Department, it's called the People and Culture Department.
Right. Now, to be fair, these guys
That's
are
not a joke, folks.
To be fair, the two individuals, and that's why I'm kind of weird, like my thought about what Sarah Stock is saying specifically, because she's naming them by name and blaming them.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I understand, they're just doing what they were hired to do. They're coming into a company and they were told to do this, and they are doing it the way they are told to do it. They're doing their job. So they're not to blame for all of this crap. The people to blame for it is Tony Khan. Because
sure, that comes from the top, but they have to they're not going to take the blame, but they also must be held accountable.
Do you? That I don't think.
Yes.
No, let's see. Okay,
yes.
If you are coming in, the one guy came in from baseball.
And
the other guy and the HR woman came in from something. So the idea is, like, they were brought in. They were. This one doesn't have a thing attached. But thank you, Mr. Jammy Jam.
Awesome, thank you, my
Jammy
friend.
Jam. He said, and AEW doesn't even have a proper HR department. Correct.
And they don't.
Correct. They run on apps. But yeah, if you're brought in and said, hey, we want our HR to be on an app. We want that to be your job. You're doing that. And then you go, oh, okay. And then you do it. And it's like, well, I did the job I was paid for. And then it like, if at that point we put blame on them, then that kind of is what Tony Khan wants, right? That's what these guys at the top want.
Question right at this particular time. Would you like to do that?
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. I disagree. EWFUL having people and culture department is a joke, just not yours.
Yeah. I love it.
Thank you, Regina. But yeah, like I said, I have a soft spot for people who are hired to do a job, do the job they're hired to do, and then immediately get shit on for it. It's like Tony's hiring people. He knows that people will shit on them because he doesn't want to be the one that gets shit on. But the guy doing it, it's
scapegoats,
like, yeah. That's what it is. I mean, if Tony Khan, the guy that I said is the head of bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. His job is to explain psychology to people.
What kind of psychology? Wrestling psychology?
No, he's from baseball. He's a psychologist.
Oh, God.
They brought in a psychologist not to be a psychologist, but to explain psychology.
Mm.
And he's
John
like,
Moxley, could you come over here more than that?
Yeah.
Let me find out what's your ERA?
He's basically there to like answer questions, and so like I said, so these guys, it's like I kind of feel for them because I don't feel for them. They're making plenty of money, but it's like I'm not gonna put them on blast for doing what they were hired to do.
Oh, dude.
I I mean, it's not like they're marching people to a gulag or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like
no, they're not slicing babies' throats. Of course not. But they're doing a terrible job at the job that they were.
They're doing a great job they're doing a great job at doing the job they were hired to do. It's just the job that they were hired to do is stupid and shouldn't be done. And so there's the problem. It doesn't belong. It doesn't need to exist.
No.
It's not their fault. Their jobs are good in other areas, right? I think the lady who does HR, her whole thing with the app was that she made it was something that can be used for smaller companies who aren't big enough to have an HR department. So you use it when you aren't big enough to have an HR department. That's a good thing. AEW doesn't need to use that, but they wanted to. Okay, the guy who's the psychologist they hired, who's a sports psychologist, who was probably a great psychologist in baseball and did his job well.
That's why he's still there, right? Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying, he's there because Tony Khan gave him a buttload of money. I mean, when he got the money Tony Khan does, you can throw that stuff around. And he says, "Come on, we want you to work in wrestling. We need somebody who can explain psychology, real psychology to these people. And here's a buttload of money to do it." And it's like,
was just like, for real?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't have to listen to these baseball players whine all the time? Sure. Yeah.
What do you mean baseball players? What do you mean I don't have to, get results?
So, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like, I'm not going to blame the guy I'm not going to blame the guy who takes the billionaire's money. I'm going to blame the billionaire for having a stupid idea. Okay. Now we're going to move on to this. This next one is very different. This one comes from
oh boy. When this starts cackling, watch out. What do you got on the table here?
Parasocially smug or something. I don't know. WWE will be watching Netflix acquisition of that. It's the same post. Okay, that's my here. Go. Let's go back. Let's look here. Right. WWE will be watching Netflix acquisition of WBD. WWE will be watching Netflix acquisition. It's the same. I don't know. I don't think this is Air Gold. I think it's somebody who's just copying Air Gold stuff and then putting it out there. But yeah, there's because Air Gold is from he's openly from not America, and this guy,
right.
Well,
anyway. if you have Twitter say it, it's from North America, which could be Canada.
Yeah. So that's why I said, Air Gold says North America. Okay, so I just thought that was funny. We're not going to read that again. Joel Torres. This one was in Spanish. Everyone worried about AEW WBD. Well, I imagine that AEW Dark could come back in the future if they leave WBD.
Oh my God. No. AEW is going to go dark. That's what that means.
AEW Dark could come back if they leave. That's what he's worried about. AEW Shield. Oh, this one we need to move over. It's too big. It's too big for the screen. Okay, there we go.
That's what she said.
Ayo. Netflix is paying $82.7 billion to acquire WBD. At the end of 2029, Netflix initiate their escape clause after 5 years because there is no chance they are spending $500 million a year for a 2-hour Raw. It's like, do you think all these, okay, that was it. Do you think they all got together? They had to have all gotten together and decided, okay, here's what we're going to say, guys.
In the group chat?
In the group chat. Here's what, okay, we have to figure out an angle. So the angle is going to be that Netflix is going to be so impressed with AEW that they're going to want to get rid of WWE after that.
God damn it.
What do you think the group chat's called? What do you think it's called? It's got to be something terrible, right?
I can't say it. We're monetized now.
Okay, good point.
But it starts with an F, and of course, it's got 2 G's in it.
All right.
By the way, little sidebar. What's it? Just crazy thoughts. Why do all the bad terms have 2 G's? You put 2 G's together, you're asking for it.
That's
in the word. You've got and you've also got so.
All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we've kind of gotten. I mean, we've gone over an hour on
by
this.
cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
At CM541975 super chatted $5. Can you really trust a psychiatrist in an asylum ran by the inmates?
No.
True. Thank you
awesome
so much.
Point.
CM. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. I hope you don't mind Hogan cranking your knob. That one seems like it's going to be a regular. Okay. So we've gotten through that stuff. I don't really think there's much more to go over with the Netflix WB deal. I think we've kind of hit our point where until we get more information, which by the way, I don't think there's a better place to come for information on this than us and Toonie Talk Wrestling every week, in my opinion, especially when we got awful over here. So, this is a great place. So we will obviously be following this news and obviously be giving updates. Marv is great at this stuff. It's his job. It is his job. So we have it. So on Toonie Talk, we have
an inside man.
We have an inside man there. We got Awful, who studies his stuff constantly. We got me. When Max isn't here, I got nothing to do but look at this bullshit. So we're all trying to get the best info we can. Right now we're gonna take a quick intermission. Awful, are you gonna stick around and talk? Are you gonna?
Yeah, definitely. I'll stick
Mr.
around with the chat.
3000 through it.
Right.
So.
First off, what do you got for intermission? Because last time, that what's that site that you glean the commercials from? Like, they hit us up hard as hell every time we play their shit. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
I mean, we could cut it out. It won't take long to cut it out. I could just cut it out when we're done. I mean, honestly though, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Play your intermission, leave my mic on.
All
I want to talk with the chat.
I will.
You go and take your.
Or would you rather me just not throw anything up and just let you talk to the chat and hang out?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. I mean, but I defer to you. What do you got? Let's see.
I mean, it's just more commercials. So
okay. Well, let's do more commercials. Fuck it, folks.
Okay.
We're gonna watch some commercials together. Make sure it's kind of turned down. I don't want to overpower the commercial. And I definitely don't want the commercial to overpower me.
What do you want to do?
I think we started here last week, right? So let me move forward. Well, let's move up to how does this spot look here? Does that look good?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Pardon me. I'll be right back.
See what those boys are up to. Introducing WWF Wrestling Buddies. Wrestling Buddies from Tonka. Poke 'em, bop 'em. Wrestling Buddies are looking for action.
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Nothing, Dad.
Who do you think you are?
Does Dad have a wife? Guess he does.
WWF Wrestling Buddies, new from Tonka.
So I was about to say, this gets creepy real quick. Man on bed with a bunch of children and ropes. I think we saw these last week. The Ruse commercial with Rick Steiner and Joe Pedicino. But we'll trudge through it. 1-900-230-1133. I swear to God, folks, I think I said this a few months ago. I'd love to know who called these numbers up.
You can leave a message for your favorite wrestler. That's right. Talk back to the wrestlers right here on the Wrestling Fans Hotline.
We can do that now. It's called Twitter.
On Tuesday night, go behind the scenes with the Locker Room Confidential and Bonnie Blackstone. On Wednesday, you get to vote on Wrestling Point Counterpoint with Rich Mancuso. On Thursday night, it's the Rumble Seat starring Tony Rumble.
Wednesday was is Bloodsport, apparently, on that hotline.
And on Sunday, hear yourself on Voice of the Fans.
That was probably the worst revenue for them right there. Sunday. Damn, I wish that. What was it? $2 for the first minute? The first 3 minutes? I never played that game. Best wrestling, professional wrestling game, of course, is obviously No Mercy. Thank you.
Step into the ring and
check out the toughest tag team around, the Steiner Brothers. These WCW action figures are just as tough and as mean as we are.
Rick goes for the knee drop. Can Sting escape? Oh, he's gonna finish him off with the body slam.
Who the fuck played with their friends with these wrestling buddies? And if you did, you probably ended up kissing each other by the end of it. Hey, Dusty. See, it's these kind of commercials that get us in trouble. Nick Khan is on to us, my man. They had no creative flair back then in the WWF. Now, it's cool that they came out with hats and all that, but who was wearing that? And look at those title belts. Dude, you try to put that around your waist and the styrofoam would rip. Within days, that the plastic front would start peeling off. I bought one of those. I made a wrestling championship belt out of my grandmother's silver plates, and it looked far better than what Dusty Rhodes just presented to us right there. Oh, I also got my ass beat by my grandmother for that. She was like,
I also bought all the do you remember the WWE magazine special magazines that would come with what would they come with? Oh, the poster issues that would be all posters. They would have like one poster on the front and one poster on the back. I used to buy those every time, and it was fun. So
the only thing I would buy as far as like anything having to do with wrestling, and I actually didn't have to, but I used to buy the After mags and all that. And then one of my neighbors, he was like, "Come here, I want to show you something." And we went down into his basement, and no, he did not grape me, but he showed me this gigantic collection of wrestling magazines. And he was like, "Here, if you want them, they're just kind of taking up space." So I took every milk crate worth of magazines that he had, and I remember putting them up in my bedroom. I kind of like had to sneak them up to my bedroom, and my mom saw them in my bedroom and was just like, "Motherfucker, if you don't get rid of them motherfucking things, I want to put a dresser here." And so I had to put them down in the basement. I got all old and musty and all that nonsense. But yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah, I remember I had a bunch of wrestling posters on my wall from those WWE magazines. I get all those magazines and have posters. So I had a wall covered in one wall was all WWE posters, the other wall was all Nintendo Power posters. And when I got to be like 11, my brother came in my room and he goes, "You realize that everyone's going to think you're gay, right?"
And I was like, "I don't care."
I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't care." And then it became, "Oh, okay." And then I slowly started taking them all down, the way you do.
Dude, I did my best to hide any sort of thing that had to do with wrestling in my neighborhood. Like, all the kids made fun of me, especially when I went to high school. Now it was. See, I can't say it was bullying because I was kind of a, I could handle myself, but it was just like, "Dude, you watch wrestling? Oh my God, what kind of a fig are you?" And it was just like, "I'm no fig," but I know here, my brother ruined the whole posters on the wall thing for me, because that dumb idiot put all the posters up with duct tape. And so when they had to come down, it just tore the paint right off the wall. And my mom was just like, "Never, ever again. Anybody putting up any sort of poster up there." My sister had a Madonna poster. She knew what she was doing. She used the Scotch tape. Perfect. Mm-hmm. But I was no longer allowed to put anything up because my brother, you know how that goes. But yeah.
So I had I'm gonna think. I think I had 3 people at my school that liked wrestling, but we liked wrestling amongst each other. It wasn't we all
Right.
like. I remember specifically I saw one of them at a WWE house show one time, and we started talking. We didn't even talk before then, but I know that guy from school. I'm gonna go talk to him and be his best friend now. And we, by the way, still my best friend. I want to make that clear. He's still to this day. I went to Backlash with him a few months ago. So yeah, I saw, and then he's like, there's a couple other guys that like wrestling. We should all sit at a lunch table together. So we did, and that's when we talked about our wrestling. But only one of us would wear wrestling shirts, and everyone picked on him. So we didn't do that. Of course they did. We wouldn't do that.
Was he an ass kicker at any point?
Yeah, actually, he was.
Okay.
He was tougher than the rest of us, probably.
Right.
Yeah, he was. And that's why I always, when people are like, "Oh, back to you don't understand what it was like. Wrestling was cool. Everyone was wearing wrestling shirts." I'm like, no.
Yeah, when we were out of high school. Now, when I was out of high school.
I was in high school during the Attitude Era, and it was not a situation where you could wear a wrestling shirt to your school and people be like, "Yeah, man, that's all." It was, if you wore a wrestling shirt to your school, you sat at the weird table, that was just the way it was.
Weird table.
The weird table.
I guess. I'm not really sure. My last public school days were in middle school. 7th grade was the last time I went to public school. So, but when I was in public school, I guess if I had to take a guess, the weird tables were off to the side near the plants in the bathrooms.
Our weird table was all the way in the back.
Yeah.
And it was the way our school was set up. It's like there'd be we had those long tables, and it'd be 2 long tables next to each other, and then an aisle, and then 2 more long tables next to each other. And at the end of the aisle, there was they didn't have enough, so there was just 1 table left up there by itself, and that was the weird table. That's where all the weird kids sat. So so that was where you went if you had a wrestling shirt on, or if you wore a D&D shirt to school, or something like that. If you were in choir, that typically that's where you went.
Yeah. My God! Wait a second. The choir folks got made fun of.
Oh, the choir the choir and drama were the weird ones, but drama, nobody really messed with them because all they did was take ecstasy and have sex with each other. So everyone was just like, "You guys go do your own thing. We don't care."
Right.
But choir, I think the thing about choir was I was in band, and for some reason.
Shout out band members.
A bunch of football players were in the band. So in our school, the band was a higher level than choir or glee club, or any of that stuff. Just because
that much I do know.
Our entire drum section and tuba section were all football players. They would literally march during halftime wearing their football gear. So it was this weird thing where we went to the cool parties, and then we'd make fun of the choir and the drama kids. It was really weird thing. I don't really understand how that happened,
I guess.
But anyway, we got more stuff. So not a whole lot of wrestling here for this last half. I don't think we should.
Wait a second, don't we have that one video?
Yeah. So
I'd love to see that.
We're going. So as you guys know, WBD wasn't the only company that was making deals this week. Netflix, not the only company making deals this past week. TNA got a TV deal with AMC.
And anyone guess how that happened?
They're getting 80 million. Was that the number or 30? Yeah, it was 30 or 80. I can't remember. I think it was 30.
Yeah, the chat will correct us.
The chat will correct us. So they're getting some money to be on A&E on Thursday nights. Congratulations, TNA. We talked about it on Toonie Talk, but I want to bring it up here. Congratulations. It's a definitely a step in the right direction. But there are some people out there that don't think that it was a positive move. So let's look at this. It's going to start up right away, and I will pause it.
You know, the funny part about this TNA deal is watching all of the people who have made hating AEW their entire personality and using the Nielsen data to back it up. It's
okay. So here's our buddy. I don't know this guy's name. I got sent his video.
What's his name?
I really don't know because I got sent the video. Beard downloaded it.
Shout out AEW, wrestling neckbeards. Yes, yeah. Awesome.
Beard downloaded it and put it in our group chat, but the guy had deleted it, so I didn't get to see his account name. He doesn't mention. He said you heard him earlier. He said some of these accounts that use Nielsen hate AEW. So he didn't want to mention names. So fine, we won't mention names either, buddy. We will.
By cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. My school's everybody made fun of everybody. Okay, that might have just been me, but I had a lot of really good lines.
I bet you did, Regina.
Yeah, that was me too, Regina. Yes, indeed. Everyone made fun of everyone. Now, see, I went to goddamn, my graduating class only had 24 people, so it was very tight knit, very closed, exclusive, and yeah, I can relate my good female friend.
You know what? It was definitely that way too. When I say that, I don't mean that like they made fun of the kids at the table. I mean they didn't interact with them at all. Like that was the thing. It was nobody really got bullied in our school. It was more about like either everyone kind of messed with you, you were cool, or you just, and when I say cool, I don't mean cool like you were one of the cool kids. I just mean like,
right.
You know how you're like, oh, you're cool, that kind of thing. You were either that or you were, no one interacted with you. And that's what those, actually, what's funny though? I did interact with them because I
interacted with everybody.
I did too. Yeah.
I say that. Cool.
I say that, but I was cool with all of them too. I floated. That's why I wore Jinko jeans with a trench coat and spiked hair with bleached tips. I had bleached tips at one point. Actually, I mainly had green hair most of the time, but
oh my god, you dyed your hair this?
Every other week, man. Every other week. But I was a chameleon. I was kind of in with everybody. So okay, but back to this guy who I
like old Jake's comment. Where is fucking teeth?
No, we don't. By the way, we don't want to send any hate to this gentleman. Don't go brigade him or anything. We don't like that. YouTube doesn't like that. None of us like that. So let's keep any comments here is where we need to. No, I did not use the into a different color. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Let's play it. I started over.
The funny part about this TNA deal is watching all of the people who have made hating AEW their entire personality and using the Nielsen data to back it up. It's going to be
okay. Let's stop this right here. Why do
stopped it there before?
I know, but now I'm ready to talk about it. Why do we use Nielsen data? Do you know why, Awful?
I think I do. I think it's because it's the only indicator, and probably the best indicator, on how America sees television programming.
I think that's a good point, but I think another big point is that that's all we heard about for the first 3 years of AEW's existence was about the first year of AEW's existence was, look at how they're beating NXT in the ratings. And if you guys want to use that as your measuring stick, you got to deal with the consequences when it goes the other way. I'm sorry, Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, all the AEW fans, but this was your big claim to fame for a long time. All you wouldn't shut up about how you beat NXT in the ratings, how NXT had to move. So if you want to use that measuring stick, you can't complain about it when it comes back to bite you on the ass. So this guy is kind of rewriting history, and I can tell by his look that he was around during those days. This isn't some young kid coming in who wasn't around 6 years ago.
You'd be surprised. This kid's probably 19 years old.
No, he is
You
not.
never
19.
fucking know.
Yeah, that's a rough 19, man. If this guy's 19, I feel bad for everything that I'm saying right now.
Allergic to calcium, lost all of his teeth, bought himself a Mick Foley t-shirt or a Mick Foley lumberjack shirt.
So let's listen to some more what he has.
It's really funny watching all of you motherfuckers somehow justify 2 to 3 to 400,000 viewers as a good thing for TNA, but use those exact
I can
same
smell your
numbers.
breath from here.
So he said we'll say that 2 to 3 to 400,000. He look how big of that range he gave.
Of course.
He doesn't want to be wrong. He can't be wrong. So he has to give the biggest range he can, right? And then he says, watch what happens when they get that number, and AEW had that number. You said it was bad when AEW had. I guarantee that's what he's about to say.
Exact same numbers. And Barry,
look at that smug look on his face, like he got you. He got you, man.
Where his tongue is too big for his mouth.
Look at this. I want to find that exact, because it didn't pause right when I.
And of course, folks, the Foster Grant glasses.
There it is.
Available at fucking Targets and Walmarts everywhere.
Look at that smug.
The readers.
Look at that smug. Look, he's like, what are you gonna do when TNA gets the same ratings as AEW? And you said it was bad when AEW. Yeah, it is bad when AEW got it, because AEW is supposed to be a competitor to WWE. TNA is not a competitor to WWE. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. I was just about to say, I like how this is like getting passionate about this fucking goofball. We're supposed to make fun of him, not argue against his silly ass points while he's sitting in there in that super bright back room. Go ahead.
Because he represents every single person who posts these stupid comments under my posts.
And bury AEW for it.
Look at that smug asshole. Look at that guy. I'm sorry. I hate people. I hate that look that I got you. I got you, buddy.
No, he didn't. We got to hear what this has got to say.
I don't need Nielsen data to tell me whether or not something's good or not, because I engage in the art of professional wrestling.
Oh, fuck you.
The art of professional wrestling? You mean the industry that came out of, the circus, the freak shows, is now an art form?
I engage in the art of professional wrestling.
Motherfucker can't draw for shit. Talking about
that
art.
Should be a sound clip. That should be a donation sound on our channel.
We'll have that ready for you next week.
I engage in the art of I'm sorry. I love professional wrestling. It's not art, okay?
Right.
It's not. And you know what else is an art? Video games are. I mean, I guess there are artistic video games, but as a medium, it is not art. And I'd say the same thing about professional wrestling. Is it possible for wrestling to be an art? I'm sure it is. You know who's not doing it? AEW. What they're doing is throwing people through flaming tables, just like every other wrestling company on the face of the fucking earth. So let's keep going.
You don't. You are a fucking nerd.
You're a nerd. Awful.
If you just let this motherfucker, let's hear his. Yeah, no, you've got to, because I know who he's talking to.
Wait, stop.
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. When you were learning Carney, he was practicing the art of the wrestling.
Thank you, Regina. So okay. You want me to play? Okay, we'll play all the way through. I like.
Not all the way through, but let's hear some. Let's hear some of his contextualized arguments.
You don't. You are a fucking nerd. You are a tribalistic troglodyte.
Okay.
And quite frankly,
you're beginning to smell
funny to watch you spin this shit. and expose yourself as the hypocrites that you are.
Okay.
There you go. Nerd.
That's all? That's it?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. We didn't have
It
wasn't that long.
I was
so
shocked I was shocked when I saw a wedding ring. Stunned.
We haven't seen.
I can only imagine.
I'm sure.
Anyway.
I'm sure he has a beautiful partner. I'm sure.
Oh God. Just trying to play it safe tonight.
Hey.
But anyway,
we don't.
Can we play him one more time? How long is this video?
58 seconds.
Because I want to see you get mad, but I also want you to listen. Okay.
You remember I listened to this 3 times before we started the show too.
I've listened to it once. I'd love to hear him again.
So, I have to. Stupid thing.
You know, the funny part about this TNA deal is watching all of the people who have made hating AEW their entire personality and using the Nielsen data to back it up. It's going to be really funny watching all of you motherfuckers somehow justify 2 to 3 to 400,000 viewers as a good thing for TNA, but use those exact same numbers and bury AEW for it.
Look,
I know. Now you can pause it.
I just want to punch him in the face.
Because I've never believed that AEW pulls 2, 3, or 400,000 viewers. I am on. These motherfuckers are hitting 15, 16, 17,000 viewers on Max. Okay. So, 200 to 300 to 400,000 viewers for TNA is spectacular for them. It would be spectacular for AEW as well. But it's just not happening.
Here's the thing, guys. You can always take solace, and no matter how big of a nerd you might be about professional wrestling, I'm talking to people that are listening to this show, unless he's listening, and then I'm not talking to him. No matter how much you like professional wrestling, no matter how much you engage with shows like ours and getting.
At Mr. Jamie Jam 88 super chatted $4.99. Wouldn't surprise me if this was one of the a-holes who tried to dox me for criticizing EW. He looks and sounds like a sicko who copes.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Jamie Jam. And again, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah. It's you're in good company though, because it's happened to every single person involved in Toonie Talk Wrestling, except for Kevin Apollo, because you can't dox Kevin Apollo. His everything is pretty much public record with him. So but yeah.
Right.
But yes, the idea that you could have this much confidence in what you say, that you're going to look that smug when you say it. Is there anything on earth, Awful, that you would say that you would look that smug when you say it?
Damn. I'm trying to mine for comedy and I can't come up with anything right now. But no, I honestly can't think of anything.
The only thing that I will ever say that smugly is in 2027 when I go, see, Awful told you so. That's the only thing I'll have that look on my face.
And I'm holding that look for right now. You know what I mean?
But I want to go. I got to capture that look. I got to get
nice haircut.
There it is. Look at that. Look at that guy. Look at that. He thinks he's so right. He thinks he's got you. And by the way, I keep saying when I say you, I mean you, Awful. He's talking to you. He's talking.
I know.
Beard. Yeah. That's who he's talking to right now. He probably lumps Uzi in there, but we know better than that. He doesn't because he's an idiot. But
and bury AEW for it. Because I don't need Nielsen data to tell me whether or not something's good or not. Because I engage in
now you can stop it. Now you can pause it. Because I want to answer that. I don't use Nielsen to gauge whether the show is good. I use Nielsen to validate what I know. The show is not good. America knows that the show is not good. That's why it's pulling in the numbers that they're pulling in there, fatso.
I would argue that despite what your personal opinion may be, a show being good or bad, if you're talking objectively, can only be determined by Nielsen, by ratings.
Right.
When you're talking objective truth, which I think is important, you can't measure that in any other way besides ratings. Is a show a good quality to you that you may enjoy it? Sure. But to say a show is good when most of the country does not enjoy the product enough to watch it is factually incorrect. And I know people are going to get on me because there are so many great TV shows that we look back on and think were wonderful. Freaks and Geeks or Arrested Development or all these shows that we say, you know, I can't believe they were canceled. And subjectively to us, they are good, but objectively at the time, they were not good enough in terms of culture, in terms of where the world was, to develop an audience. And therefore, objectively, they aren't good. And I know that's not a fun opinion to have, and I know people will get mad at me about it. But when you look at it when you want to speak objectively, like we do, okay, we have times when we want to speak our opinions, and we have times when we want to speak objectively.
I was in San Francisco. I went downtown looking for a woman. I couldn't find no woman. I found a lot of men that look like women.
At Wolfchild 1974 super chatted $4.99. Does he realize that 300K would triple TNA's current rating?
Right.
Of course, that
Yes.
would be a positive.
Well, he's trying to compare it. Thank you, Wolfchild. He's trying to compare it directly to AEW, which you can't do because they're in completely different situations where they're spending entirely different budgets. And you know, you can't comparing TNA to AEW in terms of 400,000 viewers would be like comparing OVW to NXT. You know, it's just something you can't do. They're not the same thing. So I don't know, but okay. So I watched a couple Diddy documentaries this week, actually. You know,
the one on Netflix, correct?
That was the first one I watched.
Okay.
And you know what's funny about that one? Okay, so
yeah, set this up. Set the table.
Okay, so you know, 50 Cent did I'm sorry if this isn't about wrestling, guys. If you want to hear wrestling, this is your time. You can fail. Bye. We loved you. Anyway,
I'm more offended by that than you going, hey, listen, everybody, please don't attack this man.
Diddy docs. So 50 Cent made a documentary, and I decided I had to watch it really quick because if I didn't watch it, then because they got a cease and desist from Diddy saying we can't, you know, you guys can't show this stuff. So I made sure I watched it, so I binged it, and I watched 3 episodes one night and then one the next morning. Man, 50 Cent. Here's what's funny. You can tell what 50 Cent cares about, right? Because like the first 3 episodes were all about the first episode was all about the rise of Diddy. It was like, oh, you know, he did all this. He had a basketball game and people got hurt, but Diddy was the leader of the community and blah, blah, blah. Then in the second episode, he goes on to not only, which this one's easy, he not only says that Diddy killed Big or Tupac, which everyone, you know, that's fine. He implies that he killed Big too, which I've never. Now this is one of the
I can tell you're young. You never heard that before.
I've never heard.
There's
that
the
before.
thing. Anybody who's black in the chat knows a thing or two about.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to talk.
And
to you.
Yeah,
that
was all over the grapevine way back in the day, man. Like, yeah, Diddy had fucking Tupac killed. Diddy had Biggie killed. Can we say killed on YouTube?
We can do that.
Anyway, but yeah, that was always, you know, in black culture for many years. But go on, continue.
So then the next episode was all about the assaults and all, you know, the bad stuff. And I get to the third episode, and it's like the first 2 things were about assaults, and then it just starts being like, and guess what? He didn't even pay his employee. Like, the big climax is like, and this guy produced his record and he didn't pay him.
Yeah.
And his assistant, he didn't pay her. Isn't that terrible? Fade to Black, produced by 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
you
told me
he kills Biggie. He's assaulted hundreds of people, but the big thing was that he didn't pay his producer back.
9 people were stomped out in the gymnasium one night,
but
more so than that, motherfuckers weren't paid.
He bounced,
and every black folk watching that video was just like, "What, nigga? What?"
I can't make the joke, but you can. Because that's immediately when I was like,
"Get the fuck out of here!" Yeah. Shit, that bitch better pay me.
Like all of these guys, everyone around him for years and years and years just kept quiet about all this stuff. And then he stops paying people. And they're like, nah, send him to jail. He's going to jail, right to jail. Get him out of here. You know, it's so funny. It's great. I do think it's weird though that there's a lot of people on the documentary, his like the people in his crew who were kind of like, yeah, I can't believe that they can't get him more than 50 months. 50 months is all and it was, by the way, I think this was actually from the second documentary I watched, but they were like, the government should be ashamed of themselves. Only 50 months for Diddy after all of this. And it's like, motherfucker, you were there the whole time. You didn't say anything about this. And now when the government is finally, when they're actually trying to try him and having a hard time because, they're trying crimes that happened 15 years ago when you could have turned him in and said something, it's like, why are you complaining now that they're not getting him when they probably could have got him 15 years ago if you would have said something, but you didn't because you liked the money that he was giving you. So, I'm not saying, I'm not does it sound like I'm defending Diddy? Is that what it sounds like right now? Am I alone? Did Awful leave? Oh no. Awful left me. Okay. Well, hi chat. I thought Awful was here and I don't know where he went. And now I feel weird. There he is. I heard him. Excuse me. Awful. All right, let's go to the chat right now. Northern DC. Joe Rogan is going to break the internet when he has Vince on. Cena pretty much lined it up today for it to happen, and I can't fucking wait. Yes, I was thinking about that when I heard that too. Having Vince, I imagine that we will probably be watching most of that episode when that happens. Awful. I can hear you breathing. I can hear you clicking your mouse. What is going on? Is Awful giving me the silence? Is he a big Diddy fan? Is that what's
Hello?
Where were you, dude? Hello? I think we got to end the show. What's going on? Yeah, Awful fell asleep. This is so weird. It sounds like, here's what it sounds like, Awful. It sounds like you're sitting there going, hello? That's what it sounds like. I don't know what the hell's going on. Guys, here, we'll do a poll. Should I end the show? And if Awful doesn't answer, I have the back chat, Awful, if you want to tell me something.
How about now?
There you go. Oh my God.
Listen, I don't know what streaming service we've got here going on. I just spent the last 2 minutes looking, like my whole screen is got like audio sources, internal microphone, Yeti Nano, Black Hole Channel 2, default internal microphone, no audio at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Everything's fine on my end, dude.
Damn it.
Did your microphone break or what happened?
I'm actually upset now
What
now happened? I have no idea, man. I was using the whatever service we going on here, and then it just showed me all these options, and it just blanked me the fuck out.
Wait, okay,
but I'm not trying to bore people. Fuck it. I'm not trying to bore people with the details. Let's get back to Diddy. I was going to say that, the grapevine, people knew about Sean Combs way before, and then you'd mention that, like, why didn't people say something? That's the whole thing. YouTube wasn't around, Vibe and Source magazines, they weren't gonna showcase this shit. They were the ones who were like pushing out Diddy as a fucking big time celebrity and all that shit. But there were people that were in New York and Philadelphia. I still know people who know Sean Combs, and know the kind of dirt that he did. There are many failed rappers that have plenty of stories that go around about Sean Diddy Combs. So this shit's not new. It's just new to middle America.
Oh, Regina Sharp says Windows probably reset the microphones on your computer and the streaming thing lost connection. That makes sense. It's happened to me too before. Yeah,
fucking hell.
That happened to me. Yeah, Windows will be like, we don't recognize your microphone. The streaming service then will, not recognize it. So yeah, that's probably what happened. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Right. But my question is like the DA in New York was trying to get Diddy for so long. If one of these guys would have gone to him, and I get it. Snitches get stitches. I get it. Right. I get it. What I'm saying is now, you can't complain. Like, you can't complain that he only got 50 months now. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get why they didn't say stuff in the past, right? When you're in the life, when you're doing that, you go into the cops, could get you killed, could get your family killed. I get it. But then you can't complain when the guy gets off at the end, right? That's all I'm saying.
No, listen. 50 months is 50 months. At least he's spending fucking time in jail. And they tried to get him on the interstate charges. People got to understand, man, like the reality of court is like it's you've got to prove the totality of every charge. Listen, I'll tell you a quick story. Won't take more than 10 seconds. I knew a guy who got acquitted of attempted murder. Okay. Because the person who was accosted, his lawyers could not prove the totality of the charges. That's very important. Like, they've got to prove every little fucking thing in court. Yeah. It's very hard to do that. What they can prove, that's what they'll get arrested for. Excuse me, that's what they'll get convicted for.
It was funny because there was a girl on, like, they interviewed some of the jurors, and of course there was one like old guy who, like, he's like, oh, I didn't even know who Diddy was, but he seemed pretty charming. Like, you could tell that he was he fell in love with Diddy a little bit,
right? Right.
But there was another girl who was like my age, and she's like, well, I grew up with Diddy, but I would never call myself a Diddy fan. I never thought that he was good for the culture. I thought I might have been fans of some of the people around him, but I was never specifically a fan of Diddy. And then they asked her about the footage in the hallway. And she goes, it was bad footage, but we weren't asked to judge a case, or we weren't the jury on a case for domestic violence. We were the jury on a case for blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, it makes sense. Like, that makes sense, right?
That's how it goes.
And then they asked her about Diddy nodding at the jury. And she goes, oh, well, I mean, I don't think he was nodding at the jury. I think he was just nodding along because he thought the same thing that we all thought. And she goes, in fact, I remember the second episode of season 3 of Making of the Band, where Diddy nodded exactly the same. So it's like you slowly find out that she's like a giant Diddy fangirl who just doesn't want to admit it.
Right.
She's like, he moved his head in the same direction that he did in that episode. And I remember it was at the 3:05 mark. And I remember it vividly. Like, come on, girl.
Yeah, she's got nothing but time on her hands. but it's a funny thing. 50 Cent and the executive producer of the show were on MSNBC maybe a couple days ago, and You couldn't wipe the smile off of 50 Cent's face.
He's so happy.
This is his Waterloo.
This is his magnum opus.
Yes, absolutely.
This is better than Vitamin Water. This is better than In the Club. This is better to him.
Now, of course, you watched the documentary. I had to get the Cliff Notes version, and I saw a couple YouTube videos. And one of the things that stuck out to me was the fact that Diddy was coming out with his own documentary, and he was using these gentlemen who filmed the footage to I guess show another side of Diddy.
Right.
And I guess this is all after the whole hotel incident. And it was so funny because Diddy gets arrested, can't pay these people. And so what do? They go to the biggest troll on planet Earth, 50 Cent Curtis Jackson. Incredible.
It's so funny.
50 Cent must have had a boner that entire fucking week. Seriously.
He did. And even when Netflix got that cease and desist, he's just rubbing his hands together and he's like, I got him. I got him. That dude. Incredible. He's wanted nothing but to destroy Puffy forever. That's like why he got into rap. And now he got it. He got him. And I kind of feel good for the guy. I don't know. I don't know. So, okay. Awful.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Philadelphia. I mean, you're in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You've talked about how you were in the Philadelphia area at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I lived there for a while.
Were you East Side back in the day? Like, were you throwing up the E?
Oh, dude, no. God, during those times, I was just not involved in that lifestyle. I was at. Can you hear my voice? My older brother, kept me in the loop and all that, and my younger cousins kept me in the loop, but I was never involved with the street scene and all that shit. Really? Gee, I couldn't imagine. But yeah. Gosh darn it. I was a swell pal back then. But no.
There's so many things. See, this is where I have to edit myself because of you two.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny jokes I can make right now that Awful would also think are funny that I can't make.
I'm sure. But yeah, listen, I knew about these rumors. In fact, I kind of forgotten more crazy rap conspiracies than probably a lot of people remember. The one that will never fade in my memory is the story that Tupac told, in which he was invited to go to a party, and he said he goes into the conference room as this party is going on, or the club or whatever, and he said every fucking body that he ever knew was at this party, like childhood friends, all that shit. He walked into the party and everybody gave this look of like, what are you doing here? What's going on? What are you doing here? Apparently, he was supposed to die that night and they were supposed to celebrate his death.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like what happened with Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Apparently, like she showed up at a party and like every fucking body on planet Earth that she had ever known was there. And if anybody in the chat knows anything about what I'm talking about, just hit 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to let me know, because it's a rumor I've always heard. I actually saw the interview that Tupac did, but apparently, like, I can't find it no more. Like, a lot of that stuff is just gone.
Yeah, you know who has a lot of interviews that you just can't find anymore is KRS-One. A lot of his stuff is just gone. Yeah. Like, you have to just kind of, because remember when in the early 2000s, like when the internet was first, KRS-One was all over the internet, just posting crap, and like all the rap conspiracies and stuff like that were all from KRS-One. And it's just gone. You can't find any, and that dude doesn't talk anymore. Right. Like, if you want to hear about, you have to go watch old documentaries to actually hear a lot. I think he might have something now, but he's really watered down from what he was. You know,
and apparently a lot of this shit came from, you know, a lot of the grapevine came from Source Magazine, Vibe Magazine, you know.
Hot 97. You know, it was a different. You and Kiyomiya, this is wider than Pat Boone. You don't know me, dude. You don't know. I grew up.
Nail right on the head, bro.
I grew up in South City, St. Louis, man.
Oh shit!
You know, you gotta be a certain way to get by in South City, St. Louis.
There are 8 black people in St. Louis right now.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was gonna say, you're gonna get shot by saying that's the.
Oh, fuck them. Come and bring it.
You're gonna end up like Whitney Houston if you keep talking like that.
Looking at my weaponry right now, like, yeah, bring it on. Bring it the fuck on. First off, every Negro like that hates trees.
That's true. Yeah.
Every hood that you know has no fucking shrubbery or trees or anything like that. They would hate to come out to the sticks.
Yeah.
White people know that shit too.
I've tried. Dude, because I had friends. I had African American. I don't know what I can say black. You can say black now. We can say black now. Excuse me. I had black friends in St. Louis, and when I moved out here, I'm like, oh, you guys should come out and see me. Like, you serious? You serious? That's all I got. You serious? Nah, you ain't serious. You serious? Like, it was a bunch of that.
Yeah.
No way they're coming out here. Which
you grew up in Baltimore? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get it. Yeah, no, they don't want to come out to rural Missouri. They're not big fishers, unfortunately.
Not anglers.
Yeah, they're not big. They're not big on hunting, you know. So
right.
I can't. Oh, I tried, man. I thought that was like the hook. You know, I was like, dude, I got a cabinet full of guns. We can just go out and hang out in the woods all night and shoot things. They're like, nah, that's not. Nah, that ain't gonna work. Nah.
Look at that square ass white boy over here. Square ass wanting to go hunting and shit.
Oh man,
fuck wrong with him?
Yeah. I mean, my school was so I moved out of the city when I was in high school, and my school was a DSEG school. So like that was kind of the thing. That was like my thing, right? It's like the black kids didn't like any of the white kids, but they kind of like me, you know, because like I was from the cities, so I like knew where they were talking about. Like they talk about Carondelet Park or something like that, and I kind of knew the area, so I got kind of in on that side too, which kept me out of the fights and stuff. It was weird though, because like the black kids didn't like the white kids. The white kids really liked the black kids though. You know, like they all really wanted to be the black kids. You know, it was like, it was a different time back then.
We are about to bleed into like social, political.
I don't care. What is it?
I'm all for it.
In the morning,
I'm all fucking for it.
No,
but I don't think.
It was just. Look, it was a. I've had this conversation with my nephew where it's like we were taught that skin color wasn't a big deal. You didn't care, right? Like, don't worry about it. And he was taught that it's the most important thing in the world and you have to always think about it. And maybe I'm just old, but I'm starting to think that our way was better. You know what I mean? Because I think when people are obsessed with it, that's when it really becomes a problem. But I don't want to speak for you, so I don't know, you know.
You just did the last 3 minutes, you fucker. But
I said I the whole time. I said
I'm joking. Damn.
I know, dude. I know.
Comedy show.
Clarify.
But
I get accused of things you don't. Because
listen, I'm gonna say this right on the record. The culture that we've had for the last 40 years, probably 60 years, is manufactured. Okay. It is not a genuine culture. It's not a grassroots culture. It's all marketing. It's all been manufactured. I've said this to my children. I've said this to my family, my friends. They all agree with me. Like what we're going through now is manufactured. The culture that they gave us, and I don't even want to tell you who the gay, who gave it to us. Because that's a whole gave up.
You
That's
cut off. You cut the word.
I know. I don't know why that even happened. Oh, because I was looking at something else. But I did not mean it that way. But the culture that the media has presented to black people is not ours. It's just not ours. Our shit stopped in like the 1950s. In fact, I believe the manufactured black culture started when they shot up Malcolm and Martin Luther King. Then they were like, it's all ours. It's all ours from here. And I'm going to put the parentheses, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is that I think we're starting to turn away from that manufactured black culture. I never was raised to believe that skin tone is the definition. In fact, I started, I didn't learn about quote unquote racism until around, I don't know, 13, 14. By then it was already too late. I had plenty of black friends, plenty of white friends and all that shit. But when I saw what was going on with my older brother and how the rap scene was like really influencing a lot of behaviors in kids from like 1980, 83, 84, 85, and all the way up to like 1998 and 2000, 1996 to like 2000. That was like the apex of manufactured black culture. And manufactured black culture, let me just clearly define it, is cultural norms that were given to us by people who weren't us. And that's all I'm going to leave it at. And with that being said, what the fuck were we talking about anyway?
No. This is it, dude.
COINTELPRO, thank you. Cleric of Chaos. The crack epidemic. COINTELPRO. Listen, there was a fascinating documentary that I used to watch that actually ran on PBS, in which these motherfuckers were going to the hood. And in fact, they did it in Philly maybe about 15 years ago. They would fucking put trucks of shoes out underneath the underpasses, right? And open up these trucks, the truck beds, and there'd be tons of Nikes there. Mm-hmm. And they would set up cameras and watch who would fucking just rummage the truck for the Nikes. And then they go about 4 or 5 blocks, and then they just arrest them.
No,
for theft and all that shit.
Yeah, no, it's been messed up for years because I
don't think I want you talking about this.
I know. Let me get that.
When a white guy has to watch his words, that's when you know it's like still sensitive, and I hate that.
I don't think I'm watching my words here. I'm finding my words. Excuse me. There was a strict divide with people and in power, and the divide wasn't between do we like the ones that like black people and the ones that don't like black people. The divide was between the people who wanted to use black people and the ones that didn't care about black people. Right. And ultimately there was no one on the side of black
Think about it.
Right. It was both sides are correct to an extent in terms of what they blame the other side for. One side is the soft racism of low expectations, where it's no, you can't, you obviously wouldn't be able to do that. Let's give you everything you need. And the other side is we don't recognize anything that you've ever gone through, and we're not going to support you at all. And the truth is that neither side is correct. And the same thing, like Erica said, there's a happy medium between not seeing people by their color and making it the most important thing in the world. And the happy medium is us as people talking to each other and understanding the personal experience of the person that we're sitting across from. right? It's asking questions. It's learning individually. It's not something that should be given to us by a government or by a president or by anything like that.
Right.
It's something that should be instilled into you by your parents, or something that should be instilled, or just a natural curiosity that you have about the world, where you want to understand other people's experience. And I think that at least I had the gift of that, and I think I'm trying to instill that in my son, because I think that ultimately, no matter what your thoughts are, if you're able to explain yourself and you're able to talk to other people and open to talking to other people about those things, then you will always be okay, right? Because I don't think it is possible to hate if you understand. I don't think in terms of generalities, right? Obviously, you could hate one specific person if you understand what they've gone through, but to hate a people, I don't think it's possible if you understand the history of those people, because there's blood on every flag in the world, right? There's no one in this world is innocent in terms of culture. We've all of us have done things, terrible things. But what we can do is,
except for the people of Sentinel Island, they're free and clear.
But what we can do is we can talk to each other and we can understand. Like I said, I think that the key is to worry about people as individuals instead of people as groups. And that doesn't mean that you can't be proud of where you came from, but it also means that everyone should be able to be proud of where they came from. And
hey, Tyrone, you hear this fraud ass fraud ass white boy talking about peace and harmony and shit.
I'm just talking, from personal experience. Like my kid doesn't, he doesn't. This might come as a shock, guys, but my son doesn't see a lot of black people. Okay, I don't know if that might surprise you. Okay, but he's comfortable with people of all cultures, and it doesn't matter,
no offense to Max or you, the jury is still out on that.
That's true. I'm saying right now. Well, it's a weird thing because our family specifically has always been, at least my brother, my sister, and me. Not so much my parents. My mom was, but it's always been because we were raised where we were the minority. Right. I was raised where I was the minority, so I'm able to. I understand that idea of being and in terms of on an individual basis. I can't understand what it means as a culture thing, right? But on an individual basis, I can relate to people on that. So when I'm out here, the people that I'm attracted, the people that I automatically talk to are people who aren't. I don't know. It seems.
Jake, you motherfucker. Yeah.
I have a tuxedo cat.
My TV is colored.
I have a tuxedo cat, and they're the best. By the way, but yeah, it's like you're always drawn to people who are in similar situations as you. So because I was raised as a minority, I tend to be drawn to people of minorities, which is probably why I get along with you better than Marv.
Oh God. I'm a minority, by the
way. But yeah, it's like I said, it's because I specifically try to engage with people on a personal level, because I think if you try to do anything else than that, then you're kind of overestimating yourself as a person.
Right. Listen, get off your fucking soapbox, okay?
Me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You're talking directly to me right now.
I'm talking directly to you. Okay, folks. I'll share a story. This one will be quick. I went to a private school. I went to classes with people who were African princes. I will not mention their last name because they're legit. Okay, they told me that before their parents brought them over across the pond to America, that they were forced to watch videos of how American black culture is the demise of the black man and things like that. It's very wild how different races see each other, and I laugh at it all. I love racist humor. I'm not gonna fucking make any bones about it. I love racist humor of all stripes, from blacks to Jews to Asians to white people to Samoans, all that. This shit's funny to me, and that's how racism should be treated, in a humorous light. You should not be taking offense to the shit, unless they accost your unless they attack you bodily, physical harm or things like that. I grew up in a generation where it's just like, dude, sticks and stones break the bones. This word shit, you can call me the N-word all fucking day long or whatever. If I get offended by it, now I've just given you power, and that's all there is to it. And that's, you know what? That's all I want to say about that. Do we have any other topics to discuss tonight, my good friend?
Hang on a second.
Sure. Let's hear what the chat has got to say. Can we read off some comments?
You go ahead and read the chat. I gotta do something here.
All right. So all I'm going to do is give the floor to the chat, and I'm just going to read what we've got going on here. Northern DC, of course he did. Diddy has ties to Whitney Houston too. He certainly does. Mad Cat Wrestling said Diddy did that shit. Yeah, I believe he did. You and Cumia, not paying people who work is called slavery. Yes, it is. And that might have been like the triggering point of the documentary. Like, what? Listen, I ain't working for free. Admiral says, if you have HBO Max, there is a really good 3-part documentary on the Biggie and Tupac murders. Ooh, interesting. Northern DC says, go down the rabbit hole with Whitney Houston's death and Diddy. Listen, also go down the fuck Whitney Houston and Diddy's, fuck Whitney Houston's death. Listen, we saw it in real time, folks. It was 3-4 years ago. We saw what happened to Anne Heche. If that doesn't fucking tickle your taint on like what is possible. I mean, for those who don't know, Anne Heche was in a car accident or whatever, and they declared her dead. There's overhead video of them wheeling the gurney out and the white sheet over Anne Heche's body, and out of nowhere, she hops up out of the gurney, and the EMTs are rushing to get her back into the gurney. They had expressly said Anne Heche is dead. She's the actress Anne Heche is dead, and we'll never see her again. But as they're saying that,
sorry, I had to get it. I'll get it. I'll pause it now. There we go. Go ahead.
Unreal. Thank you, Northern DC. That story is unreal. Look up the Anne Heche death or whatever. Like, she had been gone crazy, driving up and down the street or whatever, and it was just like she was screaming something, and she apparently got into a car. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but she apparently got into a car accident. They declared her dead. Helicopter footage, news footage showed her, live footage showed her being wheeled into an ambulance. And right before she's wheeled into an ambulance, she hops up out of the gurney like, what the fuck? What's going on? And they shove her into the ambulance. And that was the last we ever saw of Anne Heche. Crazy shit. Yeah.
So apparently this is going on live right now.
Let's watch it right now, damn it. We're in overtime. This is awful overtime. If you are still awake and alive with us, let's watch it.
Competing here in this building tomorrow on the Continental
YouTube
platform,
sniping.
With Claudio Castagnoli, the CMLL World
Claudio
Champion,
Castagnoli,
third of the World Trios Champions of CMLL.
So we caught on. So this is ROH had their here. You know what? Let's make it smaller.
Yeah, please.
Just so.
And of course, John
I'm starting to hate it already. I'm really starting to hate it already. And you know what? I'm making an executive decision. Get this shit off to our network.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you why. If you watch this and you haven't watched the Nick Khan interview, I know I'm blowing that interview, but you can learn so much about the schematics, the ins and out of how WWE is doing things, and it's leagues away from this fucking idiot talking. leagues.
I do want to make a comment real quick.
Sure.
He's not even taking questions anymore. Like, did nobody show up? Was it just like they can't get a press scrum together for Ring of Honor? So they have to just do this. Also, how can awful.
What's up?
They know people are going to ask about the acquisition.
Yeah, of course. Tony Khan is in strict panic mode. He truly is.
From the chat source, Mercedes lost the ROH title to Red Velvet tonight. Wow.
Who gives a shit?
She's losing everywhere. It's because she's going to beat Chris Statlander.
See, here's the thing. It doesn't even matter. She could go all around the globe losing those championships. The biggest question of the whole thing will be, well, why'd she win them in the first place?
Exactly. We're not gonna. I saw somebody in the chat mention it, and I really just thought it was interesting because he's not taking questions from media, and it has to be because of that merger. I mean, the acquisition, right? It has to.
Of course.
He doesn't want to comment, or either that or Sarah Stock. Do you think it's because of Sarah Stock?
Nah, we will definitely get into her next week.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I'm not. I saw what was going on with her, and I'm not really familiar as to why she's doing what she's doing. I kind of understand.
It's starting to come out why. The why is starting to trickle out, and it seems to have to do with the way that.
And if you don't know, folks, I hate to be like. I want to contextualize. Sarah Stock, former employee of AEW, is going on a Twitter rampage. So go ahead.
Sarita
and Talent.
She was Sarita
in TNA. Yeah. And she's going on a Twitter rampage, probably as we speak, just talking ill will about AEW. And she's about to name names and dish some dirt about, the inner workings of AEW and how they are just a terrible company all around.
But she keeps there's the only thing that kind of is like weird about. She keeps saying she's going to, like, she keeps teasing that she's going to, and then she'll spend a day posting like booty pics, and then calling her followers her boyfriends.
Smack that ass.
And like, it's just like, are you just doing this to get is her in-game opening up?
Yes, of course. It's a little bit of everything. It's attention seeking. It's, you know how women do. It's attention seeking. It's
Oh,
okay.
You and Cumia won't read it out because there's only one in. Who will cover World's End? I have pitched it to both Awful and Marv, and both of them were like, fuck no.
No, dude. Now, see, here's the thing. I'll give you my explanation. The thing is that, like, if anybody has heard me and Marv do live streams of shows, I'm more of the type that wants to make comments about what we're actually seeing. Marv is a different person than I am. Now, while I would do the show or do a live stream of the show, I don't think people want to hear me do running commentary, and I think that's a trap that I kind of fall into whenever I watch this. Like, I want the person who may not be watching the show, I want them to understand what we're watching and not really go off on tangents and things like that. And so I don't want to be too hyper focused on AEW when I'm watching their shit. I want to make fun and I want to do all that shit, but it's just like, what am I saying at this point? I don't want to watch it.
Here's who will cover World's End. Me and Alt Jake will
there
cover
you have
World's
it.
End. Okay.
There you have it.
Marv did not give a definitive no, by the way. That was a joke.
Right.
So he might still want to do it. But if Marv doesn't want to do it, me and Alt Jake will cover World's End. I'm sure Alt Jake will be fine with that.
Jake was like, what now?
We could do a dual stream. He could stream on his thing. We could stream on our channel.
Sure.
Be a little group thing together, and we'll all have fun. And me and Alt Jake will suffer through World's End. And
here's the question of the hour.
Come on afterwards and make fun of us.
Will you guys support? And I don't even mean financially. Will you show up to watch us do like a live streamed event of World's End. The fucking company's just not that popular. And even with WWE, like, remember how we were watching? What were we watching together of WWE? And it was just like, we're kind of just quiet. And that's when I wanted to chime and be like, it's nothing with the clothes. Yeah.
Because we liked it. We liked it. We didn't want. We were just like, that match particular. There was one match in particular that we got really quiet during, and it was because we were all like, we're kind of interested in this match. We want to watch it. And
you know what? That's true. But I also I remember thinking to myself, like, I kind of want to do a running commentary, but this is not my show.
Right.
So I wanted to be like, oh, John Cena out the, off the top rope, things, shit like that.
And ultimately, whatever commentary we do is not going, it's like, I always feel weird trying to do commentary because it's like,
I shouldn't say commentary, but like, you want to paint a picture for the audience, for those who are not fucking watching the show. They may be on the road, they may be at work or whatever.
And I think the thing with AEW is that I don't think they want that. And I think I agree with you. I get where my natural inclination is to tell people what's going on. And with AEW shows, you guys seem to want more of like an MST3K, us telling jokes or just suffering through it with you kind of thing. Whereas if we're just calling the action, not only, number one, with AEW, it's exhausting. And number two, it's just like, so it's hard either way because you have to pay attention enough to be able to comment on it, but you also have to pay attention to the chat. You have to pay attention to the other person that's there. It's just a whole thing that it's not easy to do. But me and Jake will go on. We'll do it. It's on, I believe, December 27th.
Jake, you've now been hired.
he likes the idea. So, but yeah, we can, me and Jake, if Marv doesn't do it, I will absolutely hang out with Jake and watch AEW that night. So, and then, like I said, Awful will jump on afterwards and we'll make fun of the scrum for 5 minutes and then we'll talk for 3.5 hours about bullshit. Probably that's probably what will happen. So, all right, we've talked about Diddy. We've solved racism.
We've ended world hunger.
We've ended world hunger. We've talked about the AEW, the WBD acquisition. We made fun of a guy. We argued with each other. We made the chat think we were really mad at each other too, which I think is always an accomplishment. So I think
I told him I wasn't mad at you.
I know, and
you thought that I was mad at you.
No, I just said
you fucking did. Go back and listen.
I said you were for comedic effect, and then I laughed about it because that's what I do. It was funny. I said you're yelling.
Mad at my microphone.
Yeah, you were mad at your microphone. That's true. You were mad at. What is going on here?
Well,
hold on. Here? What? Oh, I guess. Okay. So I guess the YouTube, it's over the ROH scrum. And I went over to the screen that ROH was on, and it was like a reindeer with snow in the background. I realized he just kind of went on to the next video. And since I looked up Christmas music earlier for the stream, that was the next video.
Yeah, so. that's another thing. Like, listen, I kind of fall asleep to a bunch of YouTube videos.
Me too.
And I wake up to fucking like crackling fireplaces and fucking 10 hours, live fireplace music.
Their algorithm is crazy because you know what that is, right? No. You know what that is, right?
No, I don't know what it is. Tell me.
It is, they know you fell asleep and they're putting on something that will stay on, that they will still make the revenue off of, but you won't wake up. You think I'm crazy? I promise you that's what it is.
I don't care what it is. I hate it.
They look at the time, they go 2:00 in the morning. That motherfucker's listening to reindeer walking around. And they put it on, and that's what you...
Atona Shark super chatted $5. Obviously, you should now discuss whether boneless chicken wings are nuggets or midget tenders. 8p.
Not fucking wings. That's what I can tell you. I don't care what some orange puppets might say. They are not wings. Awful thoughts.
Yeah, they're not fucking wings. They're nuggets.
They're not. They're nuggets. Or you want to say tenders? Sure, we can go tenders too, but they're not wings. 100%. There's nothing There's no way. What just happened?
What
Hang
just
on a
happened?
second. Oh, the stupid Ring of Honor. Oh, okay, never mind. No, nothing happened.
Oh
my stream's.
God. This
No,
is
it's,
so easily distracted by
I
everything.
am. my stream on when I exit out of the YouTube stream, it pauses, and I was exited out for like 20 minutes. So suddenly Tony Khan's dumb face popped up on my screen. I'm like, what the hell? But it was just because of that.
Lord.
All right. Is there anything else? Do we want to just go into the wing thing more? Or do you think
No.
3 hours, people? We gave you 3 hours.
I know. Like,
so
what the hell are we doing? Now I'm all for it. But I'm so shocked that you guys stuck around with us. We must be doing something right. Thank you for paying attention.
We appreciate you. Oh, actually, I believe, and I will check real quick, but I believe that Regina put us over $100 in super chats tonight. So thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you to everybody that sent in super chats.
Yeah.
I promise you I will not hit the refund button.
Wait, they'd like that. I don't know why you are promising. You're promising. Oh, are you promising me that you won't hit the refund button?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we are legitimately going to try. I'm losing my voice. We are legitimately going to try for Thursday next week. I do like that day. But I think I do want to emphasize that we are more of a stream than a show. So streams have kind of roaming schedules and kind of go on when they can, and it lasts as long as they can. And
right.
We don't have like segmented topics and that kind of thing. You know, we're more of a stream. So we will
we like hanging out with you. That's for damn sure.
If you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if you guys had seen our group chats probably leading up to the show, we couldn't wait to get on here and be with you guys. Yeah, and that's no fucking joke.
And usually I'm a very anxious person, so to say that means a lot, guys. Yeah. And I guess what I can say though, if you guys are WDW Pro members, they did a show tonight that I'm sure is available now, and you could go over and check out Lauren and Apollo over there. They did something about movie monsters. It seemed pretty good, so they have that stream up. You can listen to that. You can go check that out if you're still hungering for some Toonie Talk world. The Toonie universe, I guess, is what we're under here. So
the Tooniverse, yes,
the Tooniverse. So if you're still wanting more Tooniverse, you can go check them out over there. And then also on Tuesday, we have Toonie Talk Wrestling, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, youtube.com/Toon Wrestling. Awful, what do you got?
I've got Awful Jeopardy coming up. The board is constructed. The questions are there. The answers are there. And I need 3 new contestants. I saw Alt Jake raise his hand. He wants to become one. You lost the first. I'm in. No, not.
I won.
Okay, you did win. Right.
Yeah, I won.
So I'm looking for, because I've got you. I've got JJ Alexander, who are both winners. I can't remember. Yeah. Those are the only 2 shows that I've done. So the next Awful Jeopardy will probably be coming up in the next, I'd say, week. And
let's say 2 weeks.
Yeah, to play it safe.
Yeah.
But you guys will all know. Episode 5
and
has been what?
I was gonna say, you know who said they wanted to do it?
Who's that?
Wrestling Neckbeard.
Oh,
wanted to do it.
Well, he can bring his Canadian ass on down to it as well. Oh, yeah. And next week on this show, this is my personal decision. There is a gentleman on Twitter. Maybe you don't know him, maybe you do, but I think he is he's far more controversial than I am. His name is Anti-Mark of Professional Wrestling on Twitter. I very much appreciate the content he puts out. It doesn't get a lot of traction, but goddamn, he makes me laugh so much, and I hope that next week's show we can have him on and we can talk to him a little bit about like what he thinks of professional wrestling. Because you think I hate AEW, this motherfucker hates it all.
Yeah, he doesn't like anything.
Yeah,
if you guys, I just say, if you guys want any positive vibes, you're not gonna have fun that night.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I love the guy, but it's just not. It's just he doesn't like much.
But I will say this because I'm going to defend this guy because he's awesome to me.
He's good content.
When he's on Spaces, he's very coherent, very cogent, knows what he's talking about. But when he's on, when he does his videos, you know, every time he goes, I hate fucking AEW and shit. I just hate it. Look at what the fuck is going on over here and shit. Like he has to insert and shit everywhere, and it's just hilarious to me. But hopefully, NT Mark, if you're listening, I can't wait to have you on. If we got, you know, this doesn't know too much about you, and if we can have you on for a segment or two, we won't have you on for the entire
I don't know
show.
enough, but I've basically been following him since I started on the. It's just I'm not in a group chat with him and 3 other people, but yeah, I know the guy.
No, I'm not in a group chat with him either.
You used to be.
No, I didn't.
I thought
he
you
was
did.
never.
Oh, it was Bob. That was Bob.
Yeah,
you're
talking about Gangsta Bob.
That was Bob.
And hopefully we'll get Gangsta Bob on here.
I'd love to have Bob on.
Yeah. Gangsta Bob.
Bob's a clown.
Who else are like? See, I know that these aren't like dream guests. Like these aren't great gets for a lot of people, but
they don't have channels. Northern DC. He doesn't have a channel. It's
right. But they are very engaging people, and they have. Here's the whole thing. They have very strong opinions, and that's the type of person that I like to have on our show. I hate middle of the roaders. I hate people who walk. What's that line in They Live? Hey man, you walk in the middle of the road, you're bound to get hit.
So you're a big fan of like SkyTel and AEW Defender and
not fans, but they're more than welcome to come on to the show and argue their points with me. I've already extended that invitation to all the
that's true.
You know, the people who love AEW, come on and talk to us. Took Timbo, New Trolling, Voice of the Marks with his 11th fucking account. You know, bring them all on. I'd love to talk to them, and because I know that they're a bunch of posers, a bunch of talkers. Don't really believe in what they say, and they know that I'm easily going to expose that fucking bullshit that they talk about.
Unfortunately, the only person who like was like, yeah, we'll do it, was like, but we have to be on a neutral ground, and it has to be with a moderator, and it has to be. It's like, dude, like we're not in debate class. We just
really,
you know, come on, you know, like
we just want to hear what you got to say, and then ultimately disagree with it.
Right. Or maybe you can win us up, but it's just like that. I guess that's my thing is like, I to do it to pull us out of our daily schedule and do something on a separate night on a separate thing with a neutral moderator. You have to be pretty engaging. Right. And I'm not going to, I'm sorry.
Say it.
I know it sounds like I'm being elitist and like whatever. I have a big following. I don't have a big following, but I'm not going to go and do that for someone whose biggest claim to fame is that they have like 30 followers on YouTube.
Right.
You know what? It's just like, it's not worth everything that I have to do to get there. Yeah. And especially when I know that the entire chat is going to be filled with you guys because they don't have followers. And then it's going to be accused of bullying and brigading.
And for all that, it's just like, well, why don't we have some people who are on the chat on the show? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I'd rather engage with like, but I don't want to make it seem like, you know, if we would never, I will say this 100%, and people are going to hold me to it. We would never bring somebody on this show with the specific intent of having all of us gang up on them. We would never do that. I that would never be a thing that we do. I would bring anyone on this show if they want to have a conversation. Well, anyone who is worth it, who wants to have a conversation and who, you know, wants to engage and isn't just going to come on here and
this goes from really, this goes from Dave Meltzer to Sean Ross Fapp, to anyone. I mean, listen,
but but I do want to make it clear too. I'm sorry.
Sure.
We aren't just going to have complete randoms on either, because I think
right.
I think at some point that becomes buying an audience, and I don't want to do that either. Right? I don't want to be like, hey, why don't you come on my show, in hopes that they will be listeners of the show, which I think there are a lot of podcasts that do that, where it's they have the audience come on and be a part of the show, make them feel like they're part of the show, which maybe dishonestly, so that they know they won't.
And the other thing about specifically Anti-Mark is that he's very polarizing. A lot of people hate him, but a lot of people like him, and it's just like those. I mean, that's how I came up. You know, I had a lot of.
Shut your mouth, Jake. Shut your mouth, Jake. Sorry, go ahead.
I had a lot of polarizing opinions. I still have a lot of polarizing opinions. But the second the mic fires up, you're going to hear why I had those polarizing thoughts, and I'm sure that when we have Anti-Mark on next week, he will give that explanation as well.
Well, don't promise anything that he'll be here.
Yeah. I'm not going to promise anything.
When we have him on, hopefully next week.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things happening in our lives, man. And first off, my condolences to you, Dis.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
No. But yeah, my condolences. And
I'll say, I mean, it's not a big deal. My grand, I wasn't very close to her. I knew her a little bit growing up, but my great aunt died. And that's why we had to do the show tonight, because I have to drive my dad to St. Louis tomorrow, because he wants to be there for the prep of the funeral. So that's why we had to do the show tonight. So.
Well, she's an ancestor now, Dis. So,
Yeah. She was. Yeah, it is. I mean, she was the last of that generation, or she's the second to last of that generation. So there's only one left of my grandpa's generation in our family. So it is, it's a moment. So
yeah. But with that being said, Awful Jeopardy coming up soon. Episode 5, I had to scrap. It was actually going to be an appendix to the Death of AEW series, in which I talk about the fans. But as I was writing it, I was just like, I'm giving people who really don't matter a lot of fucking airtime. And so I think I scrapped the idea. I'm going to go into Dark Elevation, the conception of Dark, how that came and went. And I know for a fact that episode 6 is going to talk about Cody Rhodes. And I can't wait for that to happen. But listen, before I go, I've got nothing to say after this. Thank you guys all, seriously, for being here tonight. You could be any fucking where else, listening to anything else, but you chose to be here with us. And damn it, I appreciate that so much. I really do. Thank you.
Absolutely. And don't forget to pass it along, right? Tell a friend, push it out there. Let's get more people here, because the more that we have here, the more lively the chat is, the more we can interact with you guys, and the less we're just stuck here talking about Diddy and racial issues. Like we, so
and we didn't mean to bore you. If you were bored or whatever,
they stuck around. They could have left. I told them to leave. I told them to leave. Remember, I said
told them to leave. Yeah.
I told.
You also told them on Tuesday, "Hey, John Cena's going to be on NXT."
Because I know our people. They ain't leaving. I know our people. Okay, so
now all of a sudden he's a master psychologist, folks.
I do. I know our people. I spend more time because of Discord, which, by the way, you can message me over on, or you can message me on Twitter or email me at AEW Disciplinary Committee at gmail.com. Also on Twitter, on AKA_dis_. There we go. And message me in any one of those places. I will send you a link to the Discord. You can join up. We have fun there. And I mean, I get people who message me all the time on Discord and stuff, just sending me little things or little comments, and I appreciate it. I really do. I guess that is about it. So unless you got anything else, Awful, I think we'll see these guys on Tuesday.
Indeed. You guys have a great weekend and an awful next week.
Good night, guys.